Good evening, and welcome to Iconic Productions Friday night show. I am Josh, the Dungeon Master, World Builder, and apparently host this episode. Half the party is in and around my house. This is our D&D campaign. It gets worse, and usually it does, and last time it did. Well, I guess that's a matter of perspective. With us tonight, we have actually pretty much our full crew. We've got Yoshi today. We lost Constantine last week. We don't know to what fate. Just that whatever that fate is, it will be determined by a D100 roll of 69, which is the number of this episode, which is just fun. So Yoshi will be continuing to run Durina, the grizzled 60-year-old retired city watchwoman who's been journeying with you guys, and will also be playing Karina, the cleric trickster cleric rogue multi-class. We've got Jenny playing Galena, the blue dragonborn. This is weird. The different format is making it even more difficult for me to remember things. I have like situational memory. This is fun. Jenny playing the blue dragonborn monk Galena, the only good aligned person in the party. I think everybody else is at least neutral, though. I don't think we have any evil people remaining. Speaking of evil people, we have Grace playing Vera, the formerly evil halfling grandmother. Sorry, speaking of evil was to Vera, the former Vera, but not anymore Vera. Playing Vera, the grandmother halfling who used to run her crime family and now is kind of going it with her own party here. Used to be thief, now soul knife, after making a pact with a demon. We have Beth playing Shoji, we still don't really know what, but she's big, she's got glass obsidian skin, and she's powerful as hell. And don't read into the simile there. And we have Mary playing Almania, the former blue dragonborn bard, now Ravenfolk bard sorcerer. And okay, cool. Those are our players. I guess I'm still running the Vremans. And do you guys have anybody else? I think both of Benji's guys died, so it's just the party and three Vremans.
We have Econ.
Econ, that's right. Econ is around. And continuing from last week, Galena, I'm just assuming that he is with you, generally following your instructions to the best of his ability. Cool. When we last left our heroes, what did happen? You guys, after a convoluted bouncing around between broken teleporting circles to other broken teleporting circles, you finally arrived in an intact one. Most of you lost a couple of followers, at which point Vera and Almania snuck into the basement of Artyom Samvelheim, counselor of the city and apparent leader of the blood goddess's forces that are set to overthrow the city later tonight. Snuck in, everybody popped out of the portal stone, you investigated, you found empty sarcophagi, you found vampires inside their coffins, and then made a lot of noise and ended up having to fight them. Used up a lot of abilities, spells, lost several more followers, including Vera's son Benji, at which point Vera basically threw her life into the bargain with whatever exists. And it went. You signed a pact with a demon against the strong advice of your dead, not dead, something weird husband. Upon signing the deal, Vera reappeared in the fight with new abilities, new strength, and Benji vanished, but by the contract that you signed, is alive. You guys dispatched all of the vampires. Shoji made sure they were dispatched forever. She went around, staked them all, cut off the heads, fantastic. Looted a bunch. Beth, I gave you all of the items that I should have given Yoshi last week when he looted that one body, and I don't know why I only gave him the one thing. But you've got a bunch of stuff. And then you guys took a short rest. You all healed mostly up. No wizards, no druids. Cool. So no spell slots returning. All of your, I think, maneuvers recharge, and Dorina's action surge and the other one, the bonus action, recharged. And you guys sent out Shoji's familiar to see what it could find out from the floor above. You found Samvelheim putting down a book that he had just finished reading, declaring to his steward, right, last day, one more day, let's finish it. And then he stood up with the majority of his guard and strode out into the sunlight. Oh, did my wife just get home? I see you all looking off and waving. I was like, what's happening? Hi, babe. So that is where we left off. You just watched the vampire, as best you can tell, walk out into the late morning sunshine, bearing a golden sword and a black sword, and all of his guard, well, most of his guard, his steward, carrying maps and all sorts of things, heading towards the council chambers, the capital building of this city. So you are all in the basement. Shoji, are you carrying any magical items at the moment? Other than that set that I told you about a few minutes ago.
I think earlier I picked up a belt that returns.
Oh, do you have a belt of returning?
Yes, I think so. I wrote that down.
Cool. Are you attuned to it? Is that something that you would be attuned to and wear?
I would like to attune to it, but am I allowed to do that during a short rest?
Absolutely. So you can attune to that. You could also attune to two other items of that just kind of magic thing that I told you about. So the staff, either of the wands, the brooch, or the ring are all attunement items. So you can pick two, and if you decide to attune to those two, I will tell you what they do.
Okay, I definitely want to do the ring. It's a ring. I have to know.
The ring, as you put it on and fiddle with it over the course of that short rest and try to get a sense for what its capabilities are, there is a kind of an invisible, not invisible because you see it a little bit, but almost like a very thin trail of smoke that at various times just seems to connect it in a perfectly straight line towards some other place. And you could, right, and then it kind of vanishes, and you've just got the ring on your finger again. This is a ring of communication. So you can have constant two-way communication with whoever's wearing the other one.
There's only one. Could we?
What else are you not communicating with? What else are you attuning to? So you got staff, two wands, and a brooch.
I'll go with the staff. Actually, no, I got the axes, so I probably that. Let's do the brooch.
The brooch. The brooch. Oh, might actually work for you. The brooch, when worn, just basically has a constant effect of mage armor.
Mage armor.
Which sets your armor class to something. Mage armor. You know, unfortunate that we have to be all online, but I also have my actual like functioning computer right here, and another one, and my iPad. I have all of the tools. So your armor class will become 13 plus your dexterity modifier while attuned to the brooch and while not wearing other armor.
Oh. 13.
Which I think your armor class is already that.
Yeah. So dang it.
So because I just completely blanked on the loot last time, anybody else can attune to other ones if Shoji is willing. You need spellcasting capabilities in order to attune, though. So any of the casters in the group could attempt. You've got 2 wands and a staff, and then if anybody has an identify spell, you might be able to figure out what the 2 rocks are. But they're
Am
not
I a spellcaster now?
You are not.
Fine. I'm just psychic.
You're technically a psionic. So I think Karina and Almania, well, actually the Vremans as well, if you wanted to have them check it out. I think you've still got one of the Terravansters made it through.
Yeah, Karina would like a wand, please.
Okay. Where are my dice?
What does Karina sound like?
Right now she's got a Scottish accent.
I'd also like a wand if possible.
Okay. Almania, you attune to the wand. You have a wand of lightning bolt. Which means housekeeping. Nope. Here we go. 7 charges. Oh, damn. 1 charge allows you to cast a 3rd level lightning bolt, which deals 8d6 in a straight line 100 feet long. And you've got 7 charges.
7 charges on that?
You could, I believe, each additional charge upgrades the spell by 1. So if you spend 2 charges, you'll cast a 4th level lightning bolt and do 9d6. You can also spend all 7. That's a 9th level version.
I feel like I only have to spend 6.
Look like?
Wouldn't I only have to spend 6 to get to a 9th level? Because it starts at 3.
Yeah, correct. So yeah, spending 6, you could chuck a 9th level lightning bolt. Jesus.
Is that like the entire Palpatine kind of thing?
Unlimited bomb! Yes.
And then who had the other wand?
I'll take both.
Can
I double hand wands, like just shoot them off?
You could, but you would have to attune to it. So you guys would have to take another rest in order to use the one Almania used.
I can only attune to 1 wand, even though people can attune to multiple magic items?
No, you could attune to both wands, but what I'm saying is you spent a short rest figuring out what these wands are by attuning to them. So Almania is currently attuned to it. In order for you to attune to it, you would have to spend another short rest.
Okay,
understood. So if Karina has the other one, then she still has then you're attuned to the other one.
Got it.
So do you have the other one?
No, I just have the one.
Okay. So Shoji, who do you want to wait, I'm sorry, you just have the what?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I just have the lightning bolt one.
No,
Almania
has the lightning bolt one. She attuned to that one.
Oh.
And
so Almania will be the one hucking lightning bolts. You have a wand of magic missile that functions the same way, but it chucks magic missile. There is only 1 charge left on it because the critter that had it hit Elmania with a 9th level magic missile in the previous fight. So there's one charge left. It guarantees what is it, 4d4? It's a guaranteed hit. It doesn't miss.
Oh man.
So you'll deal 3d4 plus 3 to whichever target you unleash that charge against. Okay. Housekeeping
There's
done.
also,
Short rest finished.
Oh.
Sorry, what was that, Beth?
sorry, there's also the magic staff and the rock
Oh.
if anyone wants to attune.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a staff. You want to hold on to that or give it to one of the Bremans?
I mean, I'd like it to be useful, so I'll hand it to the hardiest Freeman.
Well, the hardiest Freeman looks at it and then hands it to the least hardy Freeman who can
No.
cast spells.
Okay.
So Decker now has a staff of shielding.
Really?
So remind me if I ever take swings at Decker that she can use that to cast shield a bunch of times. And then there's the rocks are the only thing left. They are not attunable. They're magical rocks of some sort. So if anybody has identified, you can identify them. Otherwise, what are you guys doing? So you're in the basement. You've eliminated all threats that you found. You found that summoning circle, not summoning circle, but the circle that was at the bottom of the wizard tower in Westashire that had something to do with elementals. So you found a partially complete one in the basement. Somebody grabbed all of Talia's notes. Did you make sure you've got that in your inventory? So you guys have kind of the run of the basement. There's these tunnels that dead end in all of these weird metal grates in the ground. Go ahead, Shoji.
Where is Samvelheim? No.
So the last time you guys saw Samvelheim, Shoji, you were looking through your familiar's eyes, and it tracked Samvelheim about 100 feet out into the street, and you saw him kind of walking through the crowds. You can see all of the people that Vera and Elmania saw being pulled out of their homes this morning and sent towards the council district because Samvelheim was offering protection, just kind of in a space around the Mayweather compound. You can see them; they are all flooding through the gates of they're all in the streets of the castle, not the castle, the council district. And Samvelheim with his guards went on through them in the direction of the capital.
As
Question.
I recall, so sorry. Didn't we hear somewhere, I don't have my notes with me, that like all of the major Onashirian people, like the high class people, were having some sort of meeting with Samvelheim on this day?
Yes, tonight they are all meeting in Samvelheim's. There is basically a party being thrown for all merchants, I believe, of second class and above.
Yes,
That
but
is
at the
manor.
palace?
No,
At the manor.
That is at Samvelheim's estate.
So we know he's coming back this evening.
You do.
Okay.
But will he be more powerful in the evening when the red moon thing begins?
Yeah. The question is he coming? Do we have a time on that, or is it just this evening?
I think you had a time.
Oh, we did.
I'm pretty sure I mentioned one, but you're welcome to check your notes.
I don't have them because I didn't go home. Should Vera run a history check to see if she remembers?
Oh, you guys. What if I search party?
Well, actually,
Yeah, go ahead, Yoshi.
one question: does disguise self change my voice?
Oh, what a great question.
And the second question is: can someone else use that ring, or can I talk through that ring?
You cannot. Only the person attuned to it can. It is nonverbal communication.
Oh, interesting.
Hold on. Let me double check that. Yeah, it's telepathic.
Never mind.
And
Okay.
if anybody ever needs to talk to me, now have this psychic communication thing where I can psychically link to 3 other people for within a mile.
Um, I think you have to be like you have to do it beforehand.
Yeah, I mean, it has to be a planned thing to like be in communication with them. Yeah,
Right.
But it actually doesn't say that like they all have to be with me.
So as an action, you choose one or more creatures you can
Yeah.
see.
Oh, it doesn't say that on
It-
mine.
Okay. Well, you've got the abridged thing there. So you have to be able to see them.
Okay.
And you can do up to your proficiency bonus, which I think is 4 at this point for you.
Mhm. Okay, well, at least we know that he's coming back, but Joe's right that he'll be powerful if it's after sunset. So my question is he going to come back beforehand to like set up and meet them, or is he walking them here? Is the question.
I don't think he would need to be doing any setting. I mean, unless there's like a special thing he can do that he's letting. Maybe. So we could wait for him to come back, or we could run after him now and try to kill him in the street. But there's a lot of people.
Yeah, it's the guards that
And
are worrisome. It's those
the guards,
scary
yeah.
Templar guard things.
But is it going to have more when he comes back and like everyone's gathered, like all of his allies are right there?
True. Or are they his allies, these people? He could be like plotting a massacre.
We could go look for that book.
That's a good point. The one he was just
The whole-
reading,
The whole stack of books.
Ooh.
which
We have some
might be
time.
the books about the source that we were looking for. If you remember from way back when, that he stole out of the library.
Yeah, this
Yeah. So yeah, maybe we send a quick contingent up to sneak through and look in the library. But I don't think it's a good idea to leave here because we have a secure location and we know he's coming back here sometime in the next. Thoughts?
I can't help thinking we have an ally outside the city gates, but we can't really ally with him until we give him what he wants, and we're very far away from figuring out what that is or where it is. Did we decide? Does it sound like it's the same thing as the source? Or do we have any idea?
You mean the thing that Samvelheim was reading about? Unless I'm wrong, that yeah, he took all the what he was taking was books about like it has to do with the wizard towers that used to be here in Onashur, and he took all the information about that. Yeah.
But what about the guy?
Who?
The older dude.
Yeah, he's the one looking for the source.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
The party is set to begin at 6 p.m.
And what time is it now?
Late morning.
and what time is sundown?
Around. Hold on. Climate. Late summer. Around 8 maybe.
Ooh.
Okay, so we'll have him in daylight for 2 hours.
If that's going to make any difference, maybe, I don't know.
Okay. Well, I suggest for now that we lie in wait for him until he comes back. But Vera, at least, and I'll tell everybody this, I won't just wander off. I'd like to try and sneak up to the library and see what he was reading.
Would you like someone to come with you, or do you think it'd be better being solo?
Splitting the party is dumb.
Either you're discovered and you're by yourself.
Honey, you've split the
I'm-
party all.
I'm
I don't
offering-
understand like where you're getting hung up now. You've been doing this since day friggin' one.
I'd be happy to go with you if you think it'd be best. If you want to go by yourself, I'll stay behind.
I think Vera would actually go alone. Yeah, because it's unsafe for everybody, and if I get caught, I can spin a yarn that it's just me.
I feel like Karina can read.
Karina is definitely literate.
I may have one eye, but I do have an intact brain.
I can read. Just slowly.
Kudos to Yoshi for remembering that last episode we ran into a little bit of trouble because Vera's not great at reading quickly.
Which makes Grace so mad because Grace can't read quickly.
Vera, please let me come. I'm not saying anything's wrong with how you read, but this is an essence of time.
Okay, it's gonna be a rogue trip. Rogues together. Let's do a rogue trip.
Road trip it is, I guess.
And I believe does a cleric divinity invocation channel divinity, is that a long rest or a short rest? Between rests. So after that rest, you actually could use Blessings of the Trickster to give one of you advantage on stealth.
Ooh. Do I have any more pass without a trace spells?
Do you have any more what?
Pass without a
Pass
trace.
without a trace spells.
No, your spell slots, I think, are used up. You still have a number of abilities that don't require spell slots. But I don't think any of them assist with stealth. You're not built for it.
All right.
All right,
Yoshi,
so
what's Karina's plus to stealth?
It's +7.
Okay, so we're exactly the same.
Wow.
So I'd say Karina's the type who would totally give advantage to herself.
Vera, don't you have? Vera, I think you've got. Don't you have expertise in stealth?
I do, but because I'm not a thief anymore, it took away all my double expertises.
Thief grants you. No. Your rogue class gives you the double proficiency bonus expertise.
Oh, well then
So all
it
of-
got
so if you
taken
look-
away.
No, so that's just because the auto calculator in that PDF that I use doesn't allow you to calculate in expertise. So if you just take a look at the bottom left of your sheet, it should say
I
that what
see
you
it.
have expertise in.
Good.
So you
'cause
should have 8 plus your dexterity modifier.
8 was my dex?
Yeah, isn't your proficiency bonus 4?
No, it's 3. Even though I'm level 9, which I thought it would be 4.
I must have typed that in wrong.
Ooh,
9th level, yeah, it's plus 4.
Dang. Okay, then
Um,
I need. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. I need to pause and revamp all my
So,
stats.
so for right now, let's just revamp stealth and then we'll run with this.
Yeah. So what would stealth be? It would
Your,
be.
your stealth could be 12, I think. 8 plus your dex mod.
Yeah. Okay, Karina can have advantage on herself.
Yep, Karina's rolling advantage on herself.
Okay, go ahead and give me stealth checks.
I rolled 2 17s. Plus
Okay.
7, so 24.
24. 0.
I rolled like crap, but it's still a dirty 20. The magic.
All right, 20 and 24. All right, the rest of you watch as Karina and Vera. I am numerous times, Yoshi, going to look at you and try to say Karina and say Constantine instead. So just correct me when I do that.
Much obliged.
So Karina and Vera sneak out through the trap door, gently close it behind them, and are gone for a little bit of time. Galena, Shoji, Elmania, Econ, and the Freemans, you guys are kind of sitting there at the bottom of the steps. What are you guys doing with your time?
I try to
Just
loot my
chilling,
body.
jamming out, vibing.
Playing very quietly.
Mhm.
Shoji, what are you doing?
Are there any more things I could loot? Like the bodies of...
Give me an investigation check.
All right. Oh, I don't...
That's a good question. That's a good point.
Yeah, because I imagine the one vampire had the ring of communication, but there were a lot of them down there, so probably more.
So the one that had all that magical equipment was actually some kind of bizarre, smooth, gray-skinned creature with no mouth and red eyes. That was Talia until Shoji killed it, and then it turned into this gray-skinned creature.
Oh my goodness! Wow. Okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Different Talia,
Yeah.
not the Talia that was like in the cellar with all the all the
You are
Oh,
also,
not the real Talia.
right. You are also there with Talia and her siblings and her mother, all roughly dressed in whatever Vera could find and get on them.
Stuff them in the bag of
Dressing-
holding.
Dressing unconscious people is difficult.
Do we stuff them in the bag of holding?
They can't breathe in the bag of holding.
Oh, they can't. Oh.
Rip pocket dimension, like vacuum space. Oh my god, no!
Just stick most of them in there and keep their
That'll be
heads up.
fine.
We did that in my campaign with Josh and his group. They all got in the bag of holding, and then every once in a while, someone would have to put their hand and pull their head up so they could breathe and stick it back down. This was the thing that they did. It was awful.
We definitely did that. That was great.
Yeah, I just distinctly remember Josh going, I come out of the bag of holding going, and I can shove it.
Basically, over the course of a minute, somebody had to like stick their head in, pull one person's head out, let him get another gulp of air, and then shove him back in and pull the next one out.
It was a process.
It was wonderful.
Yes.
Um,
Right. I got a 15 on investigation.
15 on investigation. And Galena, what are you doing?
I was going to ask, we have at this point gone into all the different rooms in the basement here, because were there any crooks or crannies that had not been explored yet?
Yeah, as far as you guys can tell, you have discovered everything down here. And I believe somebody's looked for hidden things before and not found anything.
Okay. Did you say there were some random tunnels leading down to grates?
Yeah, so in the kind of the far corner of the basement where these stone walls meet, it's actually just been the stone has been ripped out to the earth beyond, and then just this tunnel dug deep all the way into the darkness, and it branches several times, never really up. A couple of times down, but mostly just kind of branches around, all heading in roughly kind of the same direction. But every one of those tunnels ends in this solid metal grating.
That's impassable.
It appears impassable, yeah. And there are carts, there are hand carts and pickaxes and shovels littered around the entrance at various ends of the tunnel where it ends in this grate. You can see broken pickaxes and tools and files that were clearly attempting. Someone was attempting to get through the grating and was unable to leave even the smallest mark.
How dangerous? I mean, are we pretty sure it's clear down there? If I were just to go and take a look at the grating one more time by myself.
Vera took a while, went through all of the tunnels and explored all of the ones that existed, and nothing jumped out at her. She didn't find anything terribly threatening.
Okay. Just to kill time, I'd like to go and look at the nearest grate and just look around and see if I see anything no one else saw, if there's any weaknesses, if I see any tracks.
Yeah, go ahead and roll. Give me an investigation and a survival.
Investigation's 18. Survival is dirty 20.
Dirty 18 and 20. Okay. We'll come back to you in a moment. Shoji. Looting the bodies, you got a 15. There's no bodies. What am I talking about? Looting the empty coffins now. You kind of dig through this dirt, and underneath the dirt in each coffin is a full set of Legion armor. It's all technically. I redid the armor system like halfway between after I designed Vreeman's and now. So let me double check this real quick. I believe it is the equivalent of chainmail. Legion, come on. Imperial Legion stat blocks. Here we are. Legionary. So you have. Okay, yeah. It sets, if you wear it, it sets your armor at 16. I forget what technically what class that is, except for one that sets it at 17. So you've got 7 sets of Lorica Thomas. What was that? You've got 7 sets of Lorica segmentata, which if you wear it, if you're proficient in medium armor, sets your armor at 16, and 1 set of kind of superior segmentata that sets it at 17. So if you're proficient in anybody who's proficient in medium armor could wear this, and their AC would just be 16 or 17, regardless of dexterity modifier. You've also got a full set of you've got 8 short swords. And here we go. Onisher Archive, Talia returns. Greatest squad. Oh, what else do you have in here? You have a pack filled with smooth stones, all of which have arcane symbols carved into them. You've got 8 sets of crossbows with just whole packs of bolts. Several of them have some kind of weird, like almost canister on the end, made out of delicate-looking clay. And good. You find 2 50-foot long coils of rope. And that's what you find.
Okay, no more rings or anything like that.
No.
Ah, okay. If I could wear the 17 armor, not sure what I'm.
I think what's your armor class right now?
My armor class is actually 17, but I think like one of my things lets me add 1 to it.
I don't think you have the dual wielding or the 2-handed fighting or something, 2-weapon fighting or something like that.
Yeah, fighting style. Yeah, it says while you are wearing armor, you gain a +1 bonus to AC.
Oh. Really? Okay.
It is.
Where is Condritter? There he is. This will definitely not fit you. You are significantly larger than the man who wore this.
Okay.
If you joined the Imperial Legion, they would be like, all right. So we need to make some special armor for you.
She's Detritus from Discworld, who has to get his own special elephant armor made.
All right, I'll say. Well, I'll offer this to all the party, priority on my friends, anyone, and Vera, Vera
The Freemans in your squad appear upset by this, but also you notice that as you're distributing Legion armor, they start going around, and you see them realize that these were Freemans, and they are shaken.
Ooh.
I mean, you have two squad leaders here, and you can see the fear in their eyes, and all three of them huddle off in a corner and start talking quietly, and you can see the Terravancer is rocking very slightly. This
Oh, crap.
this has deeply shaken them.
Ooh.
Dorina walks over and tries to talk to him.
So Dorina's chatting with the Vremans. As soon as she walks over, they clam up and just all three of them, other than so two of them, Terravancer continues to kind of rock a little bit and appears to just be in shock. The two squad leaders just kind of glare at you.
Why are y'all looking so shaken up? We won.
This is not your business. Go back for the others.
Whoa, hold on. I think we're all friends here.
This is a little beyond friendship.
Friendship? Beyond friendship? Come on, we just killed a bunch of vampires together. I believe I should know a little bit of what you guys seem so shaken up about.
You are mistaken. Go back to the others.
Oh, what's this hostility? We're all friends.
You are inquiring in business that is not yours.
I feel like we're all in the same amount of danger, so if it's something that we should know about.
It does not concern you, and I swear to you that it has nothing to do with your safety.
All right, but if you ever want to tell me, I'll be right over there.
All right. Shoji. So that was the investigation. Good. Galena. Survival was 18. Yes. Okay. Sorry, you're muted, and I was staring off at the trees outside my window, trying to think. With an 18, dozens and dozens of pairs of feet and wheelbarrow tracks have come through here. Some of these, some of the dead ends have been excavated to the side quite a bit, and it's you notice a very slight curve in the grating. So if you kind of follow it all the way down one of these side tunnels that just kind of runs along the metal, it curves both to the side. I'm sorry, it curves just to the side. As if it was some kind of eventually circle that joins somewhere else. And then what was the investigation?
Dirty 20.
And you asked me for tracks and what else?
I was looking for weaknesses in the grate and tracks around to see if I can get close and look on the other side. Like, are they trying to keep creatures from coming in? What's been around?
There's no weakness in the grating whatsoever. You are unaware of a metal that could withstand the punishment that has clearly been attempted upon it without leaving even a mark. If you spend a key point, I will give you more.
I spend a key point.
As you kind of touch the grating and kind of try to pull on it, it is unbelievably solid. You get this, you get kind of, below the conscious level, you just kind of get this strong sense of almost a dome that extends deep down. You guys, kind of in the council district, you guys are about 50 feet above most of the city. It plunges below even the lowest parts of the city. It also does not exist fully in this moment. It is not magical, but it is, was, and will be magical simultaneously.
Interesting.
That's the best I can explain it to you in words, which is why spending a key point, you kind of understand this on a level that does not require words.
Is there any sense of this being defensive? I mean, is it protecting something within it, or is it made to protect from without? I don't know if that's something I can even tell. Like, is there an energy source that I feel emanating?
Ooh, you do. It is for protection from without and guards something within. Just below the crest of the dome.
Just below the crest of the dome.
You've got the sense of this dome of
Dome.
metal grating.
Mm-hmm. And something like here.
Just within and below kind of the arch of the dome is something. It is not living, properly speaking. It is powerful.
And to make sure I have my placement within, I am below. And the dome would be above me.
No, you are out. I'm sorry. If you were within, yes, the dome would be above you.
Am I outside the dome?
You are outside the dome.
Oh, it's just curving away from me. I'd imagine being
Correct.
inside.
Oh,
okay.
yes.
I'm
No,
outside. Okay.
Correct.
Okay.
Vera and Karina, creeping out into the upper hallway. I also need perception checks. You are making virtually zero noise.
24.
24?
I see the ground in front of me. 9.
9. Okay. A couple of times, Vera, you kind of stop Karina as she's about to walk around a corner, and you guys duck off to the side and see some servant walking by. Yoshi, can you make sure you mute your mic real quick? Good. So a little bit of feedback here. All right. Good. Where are we? We should be in ballroom. fairly quickly, with your mostly excellent rolls, you guys skirt servants, make it through to the room that the familiar got into. There are bookcases all about, but there's also this almost completely open, very smooth stone floor that is currently being kind of swept, and everything is being tidied. Books are being rearranged on shelves in some sort of order, and everything, you can see everything just kind of coming together in a very pleasing aesthetic. The table that has looks like about 7 or 8 books on it that Samvelheim was sitting at is in the process of just being kind of lifted and scooted off into the corner, and then those books being just kind of tucked a little bit out of sight at the corner of that table behind a bookshelf, not added back into the shelves. There are 8, looks like just people in the room, sweeping, tidying, moving books around, etc. It's definitely some kind of ballroom that's also been partially turned into a library of some kind.
Is the overly large halfling in there?
No, you guys saw Roscoe go off with Samvelheim.
Ah, okay. I cast disguise self and disguise myself as Roscoe.
Okay. And to answer your question, it does not alter your voice.
Okay.
Just your appearance. Okay, you look exactly like Roscoe.
I walk into the room and go over to the books. I don't say a word.
Okay, as you walk in, everybody in the room, spine straightens, like actions become a little bit more brisk. You walk straight over to that table.
Okay. I start looking at all the books.
There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There are 8 books on the table. On the Breaking. These are medieval titles, and they go on for a bit. I will text these or email them to you or something, so don't worry about writing down all of this. On the Breaking, an analysis of tales regarding the original settlement in the region of Anashur. The Spear of Light, legends of Fisher Uladinin and the death of Embalorax after the Great Earthquake. To Banish the Darkness, being a collection of legends regarding the Lightbringers, their journey into the Western Mountains, and the return of the 3 who cast back the darkness. To End the Giants, being a collection of eyewitness accounts and records of executions in the aftermath of Yuri's War. The Devouring, being a collection of royal accounts relating the role of the old monarch in the Great Devouring. Apocalypse, being an investigation into the legends of the Goblin King Apocalypse Jack and the prophecy of White as it was delivered to the north. First Manifestation, an historical account of the first rise of the immortal king, the creation of the Order of Death Watch, the Ash Rain, and a brief biography of Edom the Witchlight, such as it can be known. And The History of the Kneelers, a short investigation into the Kneelers, who they were, where they came from, and their demise.
There anything else that I can see that piques my eye or my interest?
Roll a perception check.
There's not. I take
Nope, nothing else.
I take the books and I start walking out of the room. Before I leave the room, I turn around, I clear my throat, and I kind of hint to there's something wrong at the other side of the room, so to get all the people to go fix that spot.
Roll a deception check with advantage.
16.
You have no bonus to deception?
No, I'm really surprised on that one.
Really?
It's charisma, and I have a 0 charisma. Yeah. But I feel like a rogue that's a trickster cleric would have more than 0 plus to deception.
That seems exceedingly strange. Doesn't matter. You're fine. Everybody in the room, not everybody, but right, all of the quick movements begin, and somebody kind of like almost bobbles and drops a couple of books, sets them on the shelf, hurries over to where you kind of nodded your head, and a couple of other people, he kind of stands there, looks around, and it's just like, and a couple of other people go over there, and they basically just start dusting what's already been dusted and rearranging books that were clearly already rearranged.
I nod and I'll walk out with all the books.
Okay. A collective sigh of relief follows you as you exit the room. Okay, you've got 8 books just tucked under your arms, and Vera, you see as Karina just kind of bustles out carrying this. Shoji, after about 10 minutes, you're looking around, sorting through things. Your familiar starts sending you images of. That was deeply confusing. Sorry, my brain just refused to register that you were there and now here. It's been a long week. Thank you, Jenny. Shoji, the images that you get are of a couple of city criers, right? Carrying their like tablets with news that they basically stand on the side of the road and shout out to people to alert them of things. And what you hear is, well, all you get is images now, but if you use an action, you can share the senses of your familiar. And what you then start to hear is riots breaking out in the slacks. Samvelheim dealing with the fallout. No need to worry. And there's a couple of them just kind of running around, stopping at various street corners, calling that out. That there's a riot beginning in the slacks and that Samvelheim is dealing with it. I'm sorry, I didn't hear any of that.
I was deliberately not.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
No. I couldn't hear. I couldn't hear Shoji.
I'll
She said something, but
communicate. I'm sorry. I guess another one. I'll just communicate that to the party.
okay. So you communicate that to the party, and about 10 minutes later, Vera and Karina come back down, armfuls of books.
Can I have done something back when we were at the library or at the ballroom setup?
Yeah.
When Karina was rooting around. Could I have been eyeing, was there like a place that was of honor that was being set where Samvelheim is likely to be physically at the dinner in that room?
It looked to you like it was just kind of being cleared, and then long tables are being set up to the side where like hors d'oeuvres and that kind of thing can be set, but mostly the space was being cleared.
Okay, so it's more like a cocktail party than a dinner party where they're going to sit down at a big table.
Right.
Okay.
So you've all reconvened kind of in the basement with your bits of knowledge and your books.
Does Galena tell us about the dome? Cool. I will ask, and since I know Anisha really well, can I figure out if she describes for me where that centerpiece would be? Or where the top of the dome would be if going down?
Interesting. How good is Vera in math?
Vera can't read very well, but she's got the twisty brain. She's very good, and this is purely a fantasy trip for Grace, as those of you who know Grace will know, is that Vera is extremely spatially aware and has like excellent sense of direction, which Grace does not.
because you previously, like from the wall overlooking the council district, specifically noted kind of where everything was, I will give you advantage. Because what you're trying to figure out is based on the very slight differentiation in kind of the kind of the gentle curve of the wall that's not immediately obvious, and attempting to kind of do the estimation and math in your head, the DC is a 25.
Okay, dang. What kind of roll is it?
It's a I'll call it a survival check for Vera.
Okay. Well, there's no way I can make a 25, even if I roll a nat.
I'll allow it on a nat 20. It's fine, Grace. All you have to do is roll a nat 20.
Fine.
Who else is sitting at that table? Jenny, check her dice. Check her dice. I'm
It
kidding.
was not. It was a 2. With advantage? Wait, am I allowed to have
You-
advantage, or did you
Yeah, I
cancel it?
gave you advantage.
Oh,
It didn't cancel the advantage. It made the DC really high.
nope.
Okay.
I tried. Get a rough guesstimate. Can I get a rough guesstimate with a 6?
It's in the council district.
Okay, that's actually more than we knew before. So, in the council district, awesome. Did I notice, having cased the council district a ton of times, any particular spot where that's more heavily guarded or that is notable as being this sort of central important location?
I mean, the Capitol building.
Capitol building's in the. Wait a minute. Yes.
So you got the council district, and there's all of the little noble households in there. But then, kind of the highest point is this very large administrative building, where all of the Republican ministries are, where the council meeting chambers are, etc.
And is that the same thing as the old palace?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's intriguing in itself. Do I know anything, again, not great at Anashurian history, but at least I'm a native Anashurian, about the old monarchical past of Anashur?
Not really.
Okay.
Any native of Anashur, actually, you know what, let's do this. Any native of Anashur, or Galena, if you are proficient in history, none of you are from the hegemony, and none of you are, okay, may roll a history check. So any native of Anashur, and Galena, are you proficient in history? Okay, so just natives of Anashur.
And
Or native-
provisional.
We're actually natives of Westshire, so Shoji, you can roll as well.
But we
Where's
have
Karina from?
That is-
Karina's from the Combine.
The 7.
The 7 for Almania.
Dorina rolled a 2.
2 for Dorina.
Since you got an 8.
8 for Shoji.
Wait a minute. Is this both natives and proficient in history can roll?
No, this is natives.
Yeah.
All natives can roll.
Oh,
If
okay.
all natives of Anashur or Westshire can roll, and then if Galena was proficient in history, I would allow her to roll as well, but she is not.
Oh.
So it's just natives.
I rolled an 18.
An 18. Okay. And what were you asking?
I was asking if I knew anything about sort of the old monarchy of Anashur, like that the palace belonged to, and how it might relate to this weird magical dome with an epicenter.
You know, with an 18, you have come across goods before that the family has smuggled. Which file do we?
Also, I've been in the biz for 200 years, so any history that's Anashurian within the last 200 years, I do know.
You know that the old monarch, or the old monarchy, kind of the royal symbol, stamped on its goods, its documents, etc., was an ant twisted around and a spear that is impaling it in front of a gate made of lightning.
Okay, a spear. Can I start? One of the books is called The Spear of Light. Can I start flipping through that?
Sure. Vera starts flipping through the Spear of Light. What are the
Looking
rest of
for
you?
references to ants and lightning with disadvantage.
I want to look at the Immortal King one, if possible. I
Okay.
heard something about one of them that was about the Immortal King.
It was, the first manifestation. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I want to read that one.
Okay.
I want to read the one about banishing the darkness.
Got it. Okay.
And I'd like to read one at random.
Okay. Got it.
Are there any left? Can I grab one?
Oh God, there's like 8.
Oh, they're
I'll,
all
I'll take one. I don't care which.
reading 3 books in 2 hands. Just like one's in the crook of the elbow, like how waitresses carry dishes.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
You guys.
Takes me back to my bartending days, yes.
All right, here we go. All right, somebody is reading The Spear of Light. Can I get, let's just do it this way. Can I get an investigation check from everybody? Disadvantage from Vera.
Fine. Rub it in.
You told me your character is bad at reading.
Nine.
Also a 9.
9.
Also a 9.
Do we all get 9s?
7.
Do we get some kind of like special thing for that? Is it like the slam dunk, like shooting the moon, like we all do so badly that it swings around that we all do really well?
It's like the, it sucks, but if you get 3 of them.
Yeah, it's like the card game golf, where if you get 3 of the worst cards in a row, it turns into like the best score you can get.
Shoji, what'd you get?
I got a 16. Sorry.
16. Shoji, if you would roll a d4 then. Ooh, if it changes anything, you can use wisdom or intelligence in that check. It doesn't change what you rolled, but it just changes the modifier. Right, these old notes.
And I rolled 11.
Oh, intelligence is better. So yeah.
11. Okay, Shoji, what'd you roll? It's still a
1.
16.
Yeah, still 16.
Still
I got a 1.
I get
Alright.
a 10.
Hey. All right, so you guys it takes about an hour. You guys get a good sense of kind of the contents. Shoji, what'd you roll on it? Excuse me, 4?
I got a 1.
A 1. Okay. So you're reading dense pseudo-archaeology. All you know is that Onisher, all you really get from it is that based on some of the evidence, it looks like original Onishurans lived deep underground, and that there used to be some sort of massive living forest. I mean, okay, forests are living. I don't know why I said it like that, but like it's somewhat intelligent forest that dominated kind of this whole region. There also seems to be some reference to when the sea didn't exist. All right. Somebody read the Spear of Light.
Wait, are you saying when the sea didn't exist? So
Correct.
did people just like have to learn their ABDs?
Vera. Karina suffers an aneurysm and falls to the ground, blood gushing from nose and ears. Vera, you're reading the Spear of Light.
Yes, and if it's wisdom, I got an 8,
An 8.
which is magnificently better than a 7.
Absolutely. Game changer. Some kind of ancient mythical quests, like Jason and the Argonauts, like that kind of, quest for, going off for the Golden Fleece, that sort of thing.
Cool. Is it better than Jason though? Because Jason sucks.
Well, there were 8. All that is known is that there were 8 people went west and brought back some sort of tremendously powerful light that lifted a devastating darkness from the city. It's difficult to know whether the darkness is metaphorical or literal, but whatever it is, and the light for that matter, but whatever it is that they brought back, it saved the city. Only 3 of them returned, and there is a reference to something to a group known as the Sky Keepers, and an artifact called the Archstone.
The Arkenstone?
No, the Archstone.
Okay. You just keep telling yourself that, Josh.
I'm gonna murder you all.
Also,
All of you.
as I recall, we saw this iconography in the tunnel when we were going down to rescue the eye people, right?
Yes.
Okay. So that was ancient Anashurian iconography, implied,
Presumably.
because it was underground.
You also find out no, never mind. Okay.
Yes, of course I do find it out. What were you saying?
Somebody's reading Banishing the Darkness. Whoops. Oh, I'm sorry. Flip that. Whoever was reading the Banish the Darkness, you learned that. Vera, apologies. Vera, you read Fear of Light.
Yeah.
Some gigantic serpent consumed the forest and pretty much destroyed Onishur. And a hero named as Fisher Uiladinen killed it with the Spear of Light. There are 2 names that you find in reference to the serpent. One is the World Serpent, and the other is Ambalarax, which is a song that you have heard Almanya sing on many occasions.
Ooh, I'll share that with Almanya, and I'll be like, "Oh, do you know this story?"
Sorry, multiple screens, so I'm looking at notes on one, that's on the other. Yeah, I knew that song. Yeah, remember like a long time ago, like it wasn't actually all that long ago, but like in my head it was a long time ago. When
in actual human years, it was about
it's a long time ago. On that on the night when the moon turned red, remember how we were all doing stuff? That was the song that I played when I won my my golden harp.
And what's the story in the song? Was it?
It's about a dragon, and about the lake, or well, I guess it's not the lake. It's about the sea, the inland sea. And there's a dragon. I mean, Mary has to look at her notes. Hold on, I wrote a ton of stuff down. Now I gotta find my notes. Hold on.
All right, while she's doing that, Somebody read the first manifestation? Anybody?
Oh,
I just grabbed one at random. I don't know.
Oh,
And
you
Baldrax was a
also-
dragon. Let's see. I believe, if I remember correctly, that in Baldrax is a dragon, there were like basically like the inland sea was like the ruins of the people that he destroyed. And with water. It was like people who and Mary can't remember exactly how it went, but it was something like there were people who were there, like in the area where the inland sea is in now, and this dragon and Baldrax, either they like moved him out, or he was pissed that they were moving close to him, and so he like destroyed all of them, and the lake like which is now the inland sea kind of like filled up with water, and that's how it formed in the middle of the landmass. At least according to like, old stories, like old folk tales. But yeah.
That tracks with the other book that said the time when the sea wasn't there, when that was populated.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So the whole thing, I won a big award from it. It was great. It was a good song.
And then Jenny, could you roll a d4? You said you rolled one at random. You read a book at random. A 3. So you read about the role of the old monarch in the Great Devouring. Basically, a horde of giant ants swarmed the city and devoured a significant portion of it. The king gathered not the remainder, but as many as he could into the upper city, and then destroyed the ants. As well as everything in the lower city. I love this because I'm watching the connections like spread across your face, but I can't hear the conversation, but I also know that you guys are like in the other room. It's fun.
Well, I just said like the ants are like the eye thing, the eye eating ants. Could have been something similar.
In the Cobalt one shot, we came across the
I don't know what you're talking about, Beth.
I know nothing. I know nothing.
You're talking nonsense right now.
Start having some weird deja vu.
All right, who has not read a book yet? Who are we up to? Elmania,
I hope
remind me
we've
which
all
one you
read
read?
books before.
I was reading the one on the Immortal King.
Okay. This story, I think, is a little bit more familiar than the others to you guys for the most part. How did I just? Oh, because it's in a different one. There we go. Okay. Immortal King rises for the first time in Onishur, casts down the mages who ruled the city. After several decades, Edom the Witchlight destroys the Immortal King. But also, and here you get actually, there's actually a number of accounts. In one, Edom casts down the Immortal King, banishes him from Onishur, forbids him from ever returning. If he manifests again, which you guys know he did over the centuries, but cannot remanifest here. In another, the Immortal King broke Edom and used Edom as cover to flee. But Edom, from that point on, remained enthralled to the immortal king. And the last one is that Edom was the immortal king. That the immortal king actually just kind of changed tactics, built the Death Watch for some apparently, right? We've got a problem. This organization can solve it, but really, they are waiting his return. He basically created a cult of death that disguises itself as a public service, but in reality is just kind of trying to spread and grow and be there so that when he returns, he can seize the reins again. So a variety of different stories for that.
Interesting.
And then the Ash Reign is about 100 years, where from the funeral pyres and the work that was being done, Ash reigned in the area for the better part of that 100 years.
Can I ask, maybe I might have to roll for it to make a connection, but it's a wild grace theory.
Yeah.
But in the paintings in Samvelheim's lair of either him or his family line or whatever is going on there, was there any recognizable iconography to and the years might not line up, but to a coming of the immortal king?
Sure, go ahead and roll an intelligence check.
Okay. No worries. Straight intelligence?
Yeah.
16.
16. You don't note any particular connections between them.
Okay. Despite them both being undead.
I mean, yeah, vampires are undead, and so are liches. But you also know, or at least Samvelheim has told you, that he doesn't come from this continent.
True, but that would make sense if it were the one version of the story where he's forbidden to manifest here.
I see.
But he could manifest in Doribaso and come here.
Yeah, not with anything that you see. And as you guys are kind of chatting over the books, the Vremens still a little shaken, but are constantly interrupting. Like, no, I don't understand why you don't understand. Why don't you get this yet? The Emperor of Vrem destroyed the Immortal King for the last time. He will never return.
The minute one of them says that, can Vera look at them and say, "You're upset because you didn't think this could happen to Vremens," and I point at one of the coffins, "because your souls are safe, right?"
Until now, yes, and it was true.
I've had a lot of things that I thought, no, that were true, that have been challenged. And I am sorry, it hurts.
You have no idea.
But you cannot deny the truth of your eyes, or the truth of reality, that this did happen to Vremen's citizens, that their souls were not taken to the haven where they belong.
It is possible that they were, and another soul was substituted, but even that should not be possible. What this means is that we should not be poring over books. We need to continue with the mission.
But you
If this is the power that the Red Goddess can manifest, we are doomed. if they are not stopped here.
I agree entirely, but here's a question. In your stories in Reem, was the immortal king capable of this, or were your souls safe from him?
The souls of Freemans have always been safe.
So this is new.
Yes. This is not undeath. This is something more.
Right, well, hopefully it is undeath, because that's all we know how to kill.
So
Excuse me.
go ahead.
Do you have any friends that you'd like to contact now that you know the severity of the situation?
Come to think of it, yes. And he pulls out. Actually, Decker has it. Decker pulls out a satchel and starts pulling out small scripts of paper, and then starts pulling out more. And she seems confused that they're there. And she starts talking to the conritters in a language that you guys do not understand, and just handing them one script at a time. And it's just kind of a chain of read, pass to the next one, read, pass to the next one, read, pass to the next one. And you see just kind of that brokenness replaced by alarm. And so the conritter looks at you guys. One of them does, and says, "Where are my Freeman names? I don't think we will have backup."
What's
Care to elaborate?
What happened?
If these are to be believed, my cohort has been destroyed.
Was my granddaughter in that cohort?
She was. The attack started at noon. And he's kind of flipping through these. I don't understand. They weren't even close enough to the city to be known about. The attack started at noon. It was ghouls attacking in broad daylight.
We know they've been able to do that, but have been weakened by it, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Shoji, your familiar begins sending you pictures of crowds on the walls of the council district looking out over the city. I can't hear you. You're gonna need to put the mic close to your face.
Every time, my bad. Can I alert everyone and hear anything?
You can hear excited talking, but it's at such a distance that you cannot get close enough with the familiar and still be able to communicate with it.
I'll let it. Okay, going down right now. What we should do?
I'm so sorry. You need to keep that up.
Maybe if I turn the volume up on my computer. Hi. Okay. Should we use this confusion now to attack, or is the plan still to wait?
We don't know exactly where he is. I mean, he's in that palace, which is in the council district. But I suspect they're looking at either the entire outside of the city is being attacked or the riots in the stacks are spreading.
In the slacks.
Slacks, sorry. Yeah. But I don't see how we can get to Samvelheim. We need to get him away from those guards because there's no way we're fighting off 10 of those tank things.
Yeah.
Is the bad part.
Can I have my familiar be on alert for Samvelheim? And like if he shows up in camp at all.
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Come on. Do I have any inspiration?
Not for your spider.
Ah, okay.
Your spider does not
Oh.
have.
Ah, dang it. All right. What do I add to that? I rolled a 16.
Like a +2? Wisdom +0.
Ah,
So yeah, it's just a straight roll.
all right, 16.
16. From kind of, the corner of a building as it's just kind of surveilling, looking towards the council, kind of the big, like the old palace, on a kind of turret off to the side are 5 or 6 creatures, and you can see the glint of metal as several of them have like telescopes pointed out into the lower city, and a very tall, broad figure up there with them.
Oh. Okay, so that's freaky sound.
Okay.
Ah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So that could possibly be Samvelheim. I don't know. Well, I'll just share that with everyone. Vera, what do we do?
So is there any way we can get eyes on that from this building, or is that we'd have to leave the building to get eyes on that tower?
You'd probably have to leave the building. Oh God. From just outside the building, you'd be able to see it pretty easily.
Okay.
Samvelheim's estate is actually very close to the council, the palace.
Okay. Can I just sneak up and look out a window from the basement and see if I can
There's-
confirm is that
There's
figure?
there's no window in the basement.
I know, that's what I mean. Sneak up and look out
Oh, I'm sorry.
a ground floor window.
Sure, give me a stealth check.
Yeah, but also I want to confirm is that Samvelheim and who else is with him. So I'll roll perception if I get up there.
Okay, so Vera sneaking up top.
27.
Yeah, sneaky.
Is anybody doing anything in particular in the?
Guys, where did Vera go?
Vera? Who's Vera? What are you talking about?
Vera, give me a perception check.
What Vera? Who? Where? I don't know, Vera.
Vera.
Oh, was that for me? Okay.
Yeah.
Also, as I'm going up there, can I shoot a very weird, very quick, I wouldn't even call it a prayer. I'd call it an inquiry because despite what just happened, Vera's still very suspicious to my new demon patron, I suppose.
Yeah, what do you whisper?
And I whisper, I asked for news about Theodosia. I'm like, is she dead? Where is she? You know.
As you're creeping down the hallway, that huge blue dragon creature just kind of appears, fills this whole hallway, wings partially kind of folded to fit in here, head hunched way down to fit within the ceiling, just walking past you as you are creeping silently and ever so carefully down the hallway. And at one point you hear somebody coming and you just kind of duck to the side. He walks right out into the hallway, notices you're not with him anymore, turns around to look back where he walked, and one of the servants just kind of walks right through him and continues on as if nothing has happened. And kind of noting that clearly he is not sensible to anybody else, you see him pull out a scroll and just kind of unravel it and then extend it to you with a quill.
I don't have time for this. Nice try. But good to know that I can call. And then I just keep sneaking along.
He just gone.
Oh, crap, guys.
The faint smell of brimstone.
I have an ongoing deal with the devil. I love it. This has been Mira's life, her entire life, though.
What was the perception check?
I haven't rolled it yet, but I will.
What's the perception check?
It is 25.
25.
I get plus 10 to perception.
Oh god. So from the window, you might actually get more now because isn't it 8 plus? Should be 8 plus wisdom. It should be 11, I think.
Nah.
Whatever. 25 is fantastic. It is absolutely Samvelheim, and from this distance you can see, well, with the 25, from this distance you can see Roscoe like roll up some kind of document. And you guys saw him carrying maps earlier, tuck it away and pull out another one and spread it out as Samvelheim bends down. You can see another, several other people with bags that look pretty much just like the one that Decker pulled out to receive messages from Claris, pulling out scripts, handing them quickly to Samvelheim, who looks at them, rolls them up, kind of flicks them on the floor, and then dictates something to that person who writes it, stuffs it in the bag, and this is all happening very quickly.
He's coordinating an attack right now from this tower.
Yeah, battle's happening right now, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, people, I think we need to kill him. As I'm looking up at this tower, do I see the armored guards?
You do not.
Okay, it's on. Do I see anybody but him and Roscoe at the top of this tower?
Yeah, there's four. There's anywhere from 4 to like 8 other people running up to him and then disappearing to somewhere else, kind of on the parapet.
But they don't look armored. They look more like couriers.
Yeah.
Okay. I will sneak back down and tell everybody I think it's a go and it's now. And his dudes, I don't see them, but they can be invisible. But he's in an isolated place at the top of the tower. And do I know from my previous scouting how to get to that top of that wall?
You have not actually gone inside the palace district.
Oh, I know.
The palace itself.
Yes. But
you could get to the base of the. You could get to the base of the wall. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm thinking the easiest.
So there's a curtain wall, and then there's a building with the tower on it.
Okay. Because I'm thinking that the easiest thing would be to scale the wall rather than try and get inside the wall.
How far away is the palace, or wherever he is, tower he's at?
Probably a good 15-minute speed walk.
Do we have any bombs?
I got a smoke bomb.
We have those clay arrows too. The bolts.
Yeah, Shoji has a bunch of clay arrows. Well, clay bags, yeah.
Do we have any more scatter bombs left?
Crazy idea. Does anybody have Dimension Door?
Tragically, no.
Karina, I thought, had Dimension Door.
The Furious
Pages. Is Dimension Door a first level spell? I don't think it is.
I don't have it.
I'm pretty sure
I think
that's
it's a
first
fifth
level
one.
spell. I think it's 4th,
Yeah.
and Karina only has first levels.
Somebody had it. Who was it?
Dimension Door is a 4th level conjuration
Yeah,
spell.
it's a 4th level spell.
Bards can have it, but I don't have 4th level spells yet.
Yeah, but I feel
You need
there
it.
was someone in the party who had it, and I can't remember who it was.
Like the
Almania,
light,
you-
the
It's
lightning.
probably like
level-
Talia.
Almania, you're level 7.
Yeah, but I'm only a level 6 bard.
Oh, that's right. But doesn't it combines though?
Does it combine the spells that I can now?
Yeah, when you multi-class a spellcaster. What spells do I know? When can I change my spells? Bards, rangers, sorcerers, warlocks. Take too long to read. It's combined. I think you take your combined full spell level.
Then I have 1. I know I have 1 4th level spell. Then
Let me. Okay, formulate plans. Let me double check on this because this is
you're right, actually. Spell
extraordinarily
slots per
important.
level. If I'm at
Because-
7th level, then I have 1 4th level spell slot.
Because my crazy idea is if someone could dimension door up there, grab him and pull him through,
Oh, that
and
would be
bring
so
him to
good.
us.
Ah,
You need someone
what
strong.
about the
Needs to be
lightning step? Don't you have the lightning step, Almania?
I have the lightning wand.
You
Yeah.
have Thunderstep.
A thunder
Oh,
step.
I do have Thunderstep. Yeah, but I have to be able to see for Thunderstep.
Yeah,
I have
we
to be
can
able
see
to
him.
look at everything. We can see him?
Yeah, I could see him with my naked eye at the top of
Oh,
that
if
tower.
you,
So I'd have to
Sure.
Thunderstep. Okay, so here's the thing though. I only have 1 3rd level spell slot left. And
oh,
I would
you
have
should be able
to
get there.
Thunderstep there and then I'd be alone. Or it'd be thunder.
But could
Oh.
you Thunderstep there and Dimension Door back?
Yes, I think. I don't know anything about Dimension Door. Hold on.
I'm suggesting we kidnap him.
I like this plan. That's very smart because I don't think we could survive everyone. I feel like we're gonna.
So yeah, Mary,
sometimes.
it looks like as a 7th level combined full caster, you should have 4 first level, 3 second level, 3 third level, and 1 4th level. But so you have the slots for it. You cannot but you cannot know spells of it.
Idea we have.
So you prepare, and prepare spells. So you could upcast something to a 4th level, but you can't know any 4th level spells.
I
We do
see, I see.
thunder step.
So I can't know Dimension Door. I don't think upcasting Thunderstep is going to do much. I think the problem is that if I upcast Thunderstep, it's just going to it's going to make the damage that someone takes within 5 feet of me higher, if that at all.
So I thought you could still Thunderstep yourself up there and throw him off. Or Thunderstep one of us up there with you. Like Thunderstep. Oh, wait.
I
Okay.
could run up there and then Thunderstep and grab him and Thunderstep away.
I have a
Well,
question.
Has to be a willing.
Shit.
Yeah, have to be willing.
I have a question about how the stake works. That we've now seen demoed
Oh.
that show staked the sleeping vampires. Did they instant die?
No, when she stabbed them with the stake, nothing really happened. And then she cut off their heads and they vanished. So
Because-
she stabbed them with a stake that had been blessed and then cut off their heads with a weapon that had a radiant oil on it.
Okay. In other words, there's no chance of like one round murking him on a vampire technicality.
That would be really cool.
We'd have to cast like daylight inside of the room, and I
Oh,
don't know
wait,
that spell.
Wait, I have an ability Let's see.
Shoji
The light
can
of the
cast
heavens.
daylight.
Yes, without study to spell slots.
Honey.
And I.
Honey.
Okay.
Okay. So, okay, because then he takes damage on every, like, hold on. It can take like 20 radiant damage at the start of its turn while it's in sunlight, and has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks if they're just in daylight.
So,
Just weaken him with daylight and then throw him out of the tower.
yeah. Or throw him down where we're waiting to stab him and chop the head off.
Yeah, we'll have a little blanket out there, like how they like save people from burning buildings, but then
Yeah.
all that go right before he hits it.
Three Stooges style.
Excited
But so question
for the ultimate fun.
how Thunderstep works. So it's one, can you take one willing person with you, or can you take
Yes.
multiple willing people if you upcast it?
You can only take one willing person with you. If I upcast it, it just increases the damage for the area around me, because everybody within 10 feet of my space has to take a con saving throw or take 3d10 damage. And if I upcast it to 4th, then it'll take 4d10 damage. So
Which wouldn't do any good because that would just hurt us or anybody near you at the bottom.
I'm gonna have you guys stand far away from me when I vamp up there, if that's still what we want.
But you could
Run up
vamp
there.
you and show up there.
Mhm.
Blast
Sweet.
him with daylight and then
And the wand.
and the wand.
And the stake?
One
I don't know.
Is show considered medium or large creature?
I believe she is considered medium.
Ooh.
Yes, but she might have. I don't remember if it's part of the class. Let me check. She might have that thing that says you're a medium creature, but whenever it is good for you to be large, you are considered large.
Oh, I see.
That's fine.
I
I
haven't
can
haven't
only
read anything.
transport a creature who is my size or my size or smaller. And so I just want to make sure that, you're actually
Revenant
my size.
retain the size they had before they died, so she is considered a medium creature. Which
Question.
Oh,
we are
hey.
also.
Wait, does that mean that that armor can fit me then? If you retain the size?
Technically, yes.
If you're gonna play by the rules, Josh, play by the rules. Let her have it. Look at her.
Shoji, with advantage, because we'll assume somebody is attempting to help you.
I'll help her. As we're planning.
Roll a d20 and add your dexterity or strength modifier.
Well, that's gonna be strength.
Big money.
Well, plus with advantage?
With advantage.
Oh, wow. Okay. So first one's a 12. Second one's a 7. Okay.
So I
With
think that's a 17 then, right? Because you got a +5 to strength.
let me double check. Strength. I think. Oh, that's for saving. So... Yes. Yes, +5.
17. So Shoji, you are wearing Lorica segmentata, where like parts of the plates have been like broken and then like just stitched further apart, and some scrap metal used to kind of cover the thing. It's all just weird and broken and then like restitched. You're wearing Frankenstein segmata. Segmentata. So sure, your armor class is 18, so you've got the 14 plus the 1. All right. All
Thank
right.
you.
Okay, I think we need to send in the battleship.
Yes.
And now Battleship Show.
The only so the one problem is that we aren't going to be able to get down there as fast. Like we're going to
Now,
jump
right
up,
there.
but we can't get down in the same speed, just so you know. So
Yeah.
you'll kind of be stuck there for a bit.
Yeah, but
Without us.
unless you jump with him.
Him also just like, wait, what's the plan?
Me.
So
Okay.
She's rock. He's done.
We die.
we
Anybody have
die.
Thunderfall? Wait, the other question I had is, do we still have that potion of fire giant strength?
Yes.
Because if Sho drank that, then she'd have also a strength of like immensity.
Or is that the one that we gave to Fire Lord to
No, because we
I'm
gave him
pretty
fire
sure
resistance.
that all of the
Right.
fire giant strengths are gone.
They're gone?
No, because I still have one in my notes. I have a single potion of a fire giant strength still in here. I have one left.
I feel like we've used that like 4 times. And you
No, because we had a handful of
Right.
them. I have one that's on me that I have kept on me in case, but that we have not actually used.
Okay.
And you're right,
Um,
we gave Bright Lord Fire Hands the
got
fire resistance
resistance.
potion.
So what other potions do we have? Do we have things like invisibility? Because I feel like we do.
We have
you-
poison resistance, thunder resistance, and fire giant strength on me and in Jeeves, and cure disease. And then a random potion from Sho that we don't know what it does.
Yes, I
Oh,
wrote
yeah.
down originally. Okay.
You used the potion of invisibility. You used that one when you were trying to help Galena and I forget who else got stuck out there with her back over the wall into the city. Hi, babe. Oh, you're all wearing headphones. She can't hear.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the giant strength will be useful if Sho drinks it to throw him off, especially after blasting him in the face with daylight.
Or should I wear it because I don't have as high of an armor class, and if I jump, I might die.
That's true. Wait, I think I still have a flame heart oil. I wrote down in one area that I have a superior healing potion and a flame heart oil. I'm pretty sure I used the superior healing potion already.
Correct.
And then I found at Samvelheim's the 7 potions and oils. From the 7 potions, I wrote down that 1 was haste and 2 were invisibility. I don't know why I didn't write down the others.
That's what I thought we had an invisibility.
Oh, I did tell you what those were. Oh,
Yeah.
fantastic. Okay.
Okay. Oh, I only wrote down 3 of them, but I wrote down that I found 7 potion and oils, and from the oils I had the 1 flame heart that I used, but I think I have 1 more still.
So all of the rest of those got divvied up while you were not here. I will allow you, because you weren't here, and it sucks to be like, well, those were mine, and then when I wasn't here, everybody divvied those up. I will allow you to take those back. There were 3 of them. Vera has 1, Elmania has 1, and Galena has 1. And those ones you guys do not know what they do.
Oh, okay.
But-
Well, I mean, as long as the party has them, as long as we know we have them available.
But did you say that? What were the potions that you found there? Did you say you had 2 invisibilities?
I wrote down that I found 7 potions. 1 was haste, 2 were invisibility, and that's all that we knew.
Okay, because that means you got 2 invisibility potions, and there are 2 of you.
That's
Again.
fair.
This is the sending in the battleship, only sending in the battleship cloaked.
Also, if we can somehow just make a bunch of water, like consistently running water, he'll take acid damage. That's
But because I see it is, okay, we can get you to the top there. We can maybe weaken Samvelheim enough to throw him off down to us. You can't murk him there yourselves at the top because can't chop off his head in one round. But throw him off down to us. But then the trick would be getting you guys back down safely.
The hard thing also is, can't vampires, like, can't they use basically like Misty Step, like kind of automatically?
Not if there's a surprise round on him.
Or if they're in daylight, I think daylight also prevents that.
Yes.
Um,
Also, I have one unknown bomb. So another thought is that, so you two beam up there, you throw him off, and then you bomb everybody who's there, and then you leave. We have to figure out the you leaving part.
I feel like our best plan is that we should get him to come to my family's house. Except then we won't let him into my family's house because he's a vampire and he has to be invited in. And we can just stand in my family's house because it's not his and it's my house, and I'll throw rocks at him until he dies.
I like this plan.
I feel like this is a really good plan.
That's the winner. Yep.
This is called when Mary's like not here. You guys can just implement this plan.
I think we could do that. Yeah. But
Great.
so this is a classic like infiltration and extraction, and we have the infiltration part, but not the extraction part. So how tall actually is the tower, Josh?
That's a good question. Yes.
In other words, how much fall damage are we talking?
Good 100 feet or so.
100 feet. Okay. First of all, what's the range on Thunderstep?
It's like 90 feet, I think.
90.
So that's not enough to get you to the top.
It's what about length? So that's height wise, but what about like diagonal?
Yeah,
From
we
one
still need to
rooftop
get-
to the other.
Accurate theorem, friends. It's time
Yeah.
to use your math.
Yeah, let's be accurate here.
So we'd have to get higher before you could do it, regardless.
How about one of you just like throws me into the air? I feel like that could work.
Or
You
we
could
could
piggyback
try.
and I could climb up. Like we could
Yes.
be invisible. Piggyback. I could try to.
Shoji. A ghoul. Sorry. Your familiar sends you an image of a ghoul splattered across 10 feet of the stone in the street outside.
That's great. I'll let everyone know. Hey, there's ghouls.
Well, we knew that. So we need to come up with a plan here, people.
Yes,
so,
we do.
So a
there's-
thought is. Go ahead.
I did write down that there's haste to some. Perhaps that could be useful in the like infiltration part of like, okay, grab him, bomb everyone, get out.
It gives you another action.
Oh, haste does. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So visualizing what we're doing here. So there's the palace wall, and this is a tower inside the palace. If we're on top of the palace wall, is that within range of Thunderstep? Asking Josh.
If you're where?
If we're on top of the palace wall, we're up higher.
Oh, you would be significantly closer.
Yes. Okay. So, but then the problem is if we threw him down, we wouldn't be there to murk him off the top of the tower. Correct?
Well, I don't think we all need to be on the roof.
Well, the only one who does would actually be Almania and Sho need to be on the tower need to be on the wall in order to jump to the tower.
Was your question close enough for them to bam?
Yeah.
I thought we just like we run to the base of the tower, they stay where they can bam.
Yeah, we still have to get to a place where they can bamf because this is over a wall and then there's the tower. But that is an idea that if we're going over the wall anyway, we leave them there at the top of the wall and we go to the base of the tower. Yeah, the people who are going to bamf. Split the party slightly for a brief amount of time. But the issue still remains exfiltration here.
Yeah.
So
All right.
anybody have ideas how to get them down safely?
I mean, if
Go ahead, Joji.
tall is the tower?
Oh, 100 feet. Right?
Okay. That works.
Beth, what were you going to try to say?
I was gonna say if
She was Jenny. She was trying to get in, and it's just harder because she's not in the room with you guys. So I'm just trying to make sure she gets in.
I'm sorry. I just thought like Show would be okay. Like if she throws Samvelheim, she could probably climb down pretty easily with athletics. I mean, like, sticking her hand in the stone or whatever. Almania, I'm not sure.
She's a
Take
bird.
rope.
She can just glide down, right?
I can't glide at all, I don't think.
Take a rope. Take a rope and
Oh.
tie it off and rappel.
We do have
That's gonna take a while.
Not necessarily. It'll take an action to tie it off and then come down. But for example, if you want it to go faster, that could just be Almania's exfiltration to be safer. If Show feels pretty good about climbing down or climbing down part way and then dropping down the rest of the way for speed, the rope could just be Almania getting out. And
That's true,
meanwhile, we're down on the ground with hopefully slightly smushed Samvelheim. But another question is about the spell Daylight here.
Okay.
Because is it like light in that you cast it on something, or is it going to stay at the top of that tower?
Let's see. It is the spell Daylight.
Why would that matter?
But
Once
we-
he's outside, isn't he in daylight?
The problem is, like, he has been walking around in daylight without many ill effects, which is
No, we
weird.
don't necessarily know that though, right? We just know that
We've
he's
seen him. The spider saw him.
Unless
Yeah.
he's
right.
like,
But we don't know if the ill effects are not happening to him while he's walking around.
True.
I mean,
but-
but he would be losing like 20 hit points every 6 seconds. Like, I
Come on,
feel like
I was
it's
throwing out a number.
yeah, just like like, which means like he'd be really not happy after like a minute of being out in this. Like, I'm pretty sure that would be more than like an average vampire's hit points. If he stood outside for more than a minute, he'd just be dead. Like, he'd just collapse. So, or explode. So I feel like he's got to have some kind of protection, I guess. I don't know. Maybe he's wearing like a piece of jewelry, the charm on it, or a potion or something like that. I don't know.
Maybe he's not a vampire.
That's the other
Oh
question.
God.
Yeah.
But then why does he have a casket?
Yeah.
I don't know. You guys, you did say it was really comfortable.
Shoji,
Maybe that's just how they roll in Derivaso.
Shoji, you're familiar. There is it's a fairly clear day, and a cloud kind of starts to creep over kind of from the direction of a wall that is extremely dark. And after a couple more pictures, it's very clearly smoke.
Ah! Okay, I'll let
pretty
everyone
sure
know.
We need to
Yeah.
we need to hurry up. Yeah. So how does daylight work? Can you cast it on a person? Can you cast it on an object, or does it just fill the room and stay
So
there?
it says a 60-foot radius sphere of light spreads out from a point you choose within range, which is 60 feet. The sphere is bright light and sheds dim light for an additional 60 feet. If you choose a point on an object you are holding or one that isn't being worn or carried, the light shines from the object and moves with it,
Yes.
completely covering. Yeah. Okay, so
You could cast
what
it
would
on,
be the best?
yeah, you could cast it on
Stave.
like a dagger or something, and then you actually have it as he falls, as in it's not just stuck at the top of the tower. You can have it near him the entire time.
Could I cast it on like his clothing or like his hair or something like that? Or would that be too much of a beacon, like, hey, help this guy or whatever?
An
Or should it be a
object-
distraction?
An object that is not being worn or carried.
Ah, okay.
So it would have to be
Oh.
a random thing. It could be just one of my random daggers.
All right.
But the key is that it's transportable. So you could cast it at the top there and still use it on him when he's on the ground, when he's moved, is the cool part. So can we break it down by steps here?
Okay, yes. Let me write this down.
Step one, we all of us leave this building and we manage to get on top of the wall of the palace building. All of us get there. We leave Almania and Sho on the roof because that's within bamfing distance. The rest of us go down and we're waiting at the base of the tower. We try and do this subtly.
All right, and as I had a question about the base of the tower. There's probably a lot of chaos going on. There's people around. Are there guards? Like, is this?
That's what I was looking for with my 25 perception. Was there anyone there? Josh, was there
Anybody
anybody
on the tower?
at the base of the tower, just around the tower?
You can't see the base of the tower.
Oh, from a distance. Never mind. So we'll have to wing it and see if there's anybody there.
All right.
So you Bamf, and we will try and get to the base somewhere where you can deliver Samvelheim to us. I do have bombs on me in case there's a group of people there. You guys Bamf. Jenny, you might need to mute yours because those were doubled. Yeah. So then you two Bamf to the top. You cast, or even you might do it ahead of time. You cast sunlight on the thing, Bamf through. While he's weakened, and you can have drunk fire giant, you grab him and throw him off to us. Or even better, you grab him, stake him, and throw him off. And then, after grabbing him, staking him, and throwing him off, Sho starts to climb down. Almania ties off a rope and rappels down. Meanwhile, we're just murking him on the ground. Does that sound accurate?
It sounds, sounds like accurate to how we think it's gonna go. I'm worried that it's going to not go that way in some horrible twist of fate. Well, you're honest.
Vera, have you thought about psychically connecting with Sho before Sho or Almania before you go, so we can use that to align the top point?
So I can telepathically be in contact with both Almania and Sho with one of my new things.
You can do up to 4. It's up to your proficiency bonus.
Yeah.
Okay. So potions wise, Almania and I would be drinking the invisibility.
We didn't even mention that.
Yeah. So I could put the oil on the axes beforehand, just so that there's radiant damage there. And can I drink hay?
How many potions can you drink?
I don't know.
The other thing you have to worry about is that that thunderstep makes a very loud sound, and so we also want to. So that would be a pretty good distraction, I feel like.
Yeah, that's why you would hear the noise at a spot where only you two were, and you'd be gone.
Be pretty rad, yeah.
So everybody would be running towards something that isn't there anymore.
And question really quick. How long does haste last and invisibility?
Only lasts like an hour each.
Oh, if that's the case, then
Haste is a minute.
a minute.
And what's the other one?
That's like, and invisibility.
Standard invisibility also lasts up to an hour until you attack or cast a spell.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
Yeah, it's purely for the surprise round on him.
Okay.
Shoji, your familiar sends you kind of like a small clip about 4 seconds long of a speck in the sky that just kind of, it's flying over the city from the lower city that gets bigger, turns into a ghoul that just splatters against a building and is just like disintegrated against the ground.
Oh,
The catapult is working.
Okay, I think we need to we're being told by our DM there's a time limit on our deliberations here, and we need to move
Yes.
on.
Okay. I'm
I
gonna
mean,
go.
If it started at noon, it's been going on for about an hour.
So
Okay.
again, the improv part of this is going to be we do not know how many people there are at the base of the tower, but that is our problem, not Almania and Show's problem.
And
Yes.
our problem is just making sure we can get Samvelheim to the rest of the party
To us.
and getting out alive. Okay.
You pretty sure you can tank it by grabbing him around the middle and just throwing yourself off?
Ah,
I mean, it'd be pretty awesome, but
that would be pretty awesome.
But my suggestion is that so you guys again will try and get and we all stealth and we try and just get to the top of that wall, which is your launching point. The rest of us all still stealthing as best we can, try and get to the base of that tower. So all of this is as secret as possible. I will give you the go, Almania and Show, in my head when we're in position.
Okay.
Sound fair to
Sounds
everybody?
sounds fair, yeah.
Okay, can we do a quick like super lame hands in thing here?
Hell yeah. Harp and Soul.
Harp and Soul.
Harp and Soul.
Harp and Soul's in. And I'm like, Dorina, get in here. And I'm like, and I even do this, and this is big for Vera. I'm calling in the Bremans. Bremans, get in here.
We're all gonna die. It's gonna be great.
Hands are all in. What's the cry?
Harp and Soul.
The whisper.
No,
The whisper.
Operation.
For the revolution.
There's a weird scattering of like Harp and Soul for the Empire. State Team 666. It's just like all melded in.
Or the true Unsure.
The true Unsure.
All right.
All right. Stealth mode, everybody. Let's try and get to the top of this wall. Let's get out of this building and to the top of this wall. That's step one.
I assume we're rolling stealth.
Can we roll some stealth? Yes.
Everybody roll stealth.
Can I have any? Do I have any advantage?
Do you have any advantage? You have
Like,
disadvantage.
Or any like what is it? Inspiration?
Any inspiration? I don't think so. Unless
okay.
unless you have it written down that you do.
I don't, but I thought, maybe
think
I
Almania's
had some
out.
last time. Okay.
I think
All
I
right.
have one inspiration left.
Save it.
Yeah,
Save it
that's
for
okay.
Show's
Yeah.
battlefield move.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Do I still have advantage for Karina?
You do.
Okay.
No, I'm
Okay.
sorry. You guys spent about an hour reading the book, so you do not.
Okay. Rolling disadvantage. 6, so 15. 17.
Vera, you rolled a 24.
Oh, that was disadvantage. Sorry. 6.
Yeah,
8.
disadvantage.
8.
8. Galena,
Dirty 20.
30, 20 for Almania.
25.
25. Karina,
Karina and Dorina both rolled a 16.
16. All right. Dreamans. Oh. Natural 20 plus something.
Dang.
Natural 20, 11. Natural 20. And Grace, I rolled a nat 20 on a blue and on a fucking red die.
Whoa.
My dice are not here. My powers have been sapped from me.
What are you talking about? You're in the next room.
I know, but I don't have my dice.
Go stand in his room, Grace.
All right. With an overwhelming success, you guys avoid all servants and the heavily plated bootsteps of the remaining 2 guards who were left behind in the estate. And you guys, like, very like Scooby-Doo style, the guard like walks around the corner of the house and you guys all scramble out of the side garden door and just like run through the garden hiding behind the plants. and just kind of dig your way through the hedge out into the street, which is mostly clear at this point, except here and there is a like ghoul impaled on a flagpole. There's like just a big messy stain over there with like body parts scattered around. As you look up, you can see there are other dots in the sky that rapidly just kind of.
See, this is why the last season of Walking Dead is just so preposterous. Now they're just raining from the sky at this point.
I stopped long ago, so I don't know what that reference is.
I'm just referencing the fact they have like their 15 years now, 15 seasons.
Oh.
I have a question for Karina. Is there anything that I can pray to? Is there a god that she like is part of, convenes with?
He didn't think so. And she's had a couple of experiences that maybe suggest to her that there might be something. It's all very confusing.
Does she have a symbol or some sort of focus?
She does.
Can she grab that and start mumbling to try and get some, divine connection?
Okay, give me a wisdom check. You guys have oils. Are you applying any? Okay.
Yes. Well,
Karina,
actually,
Untanned.
so I'm gonna wait until we get on the top of the tower and we're waiting for everyone else to get in position. Just
Okay.
Don't wait.
I rolled an 18.
18. Did I say wisdom check or did I say percentile die?
You said wisdom.
Oops. We'll take it. Sure. Karina, do you have inspiration?
I have inspiration, but I didn't get any communication.
You did not.
You're
Did I?
inspired.
So how did that feel when I got inspired?
You reached out kind of for some sort of intelligence or whatnot, and just kind of found yourself in a glade with tall trees all around with gold and silver leaves next to just a silver cool pond. And just kind of centered that image, that feeling just centered you, and you are filled with purpose.
You were supposed to be here for some reason.
All right, what else? Any other
I'm whispering to my spirit friends, asking them if now is the time when I should start getting ready to sing, or should I wait?
Percentile die.
This is all the Hail Marys, everybody.
97.
So on percentile die, you want to roll really low.
Yeah.
So you
know.
you sit there strumming maybe a couple of chords from your song, looking around, listening,
Like
waiting.
anything? Is this when I do it?
Suddenly a massive presence is immediately to your right. And you kind of look up straight into the face of the giant Abernathy.
Oh, I missed him.
Massive club on his shoulder, kind of looks at you. Cat said she would be here. I don't see Cat. And he kind of turns and stomps off and just kind of vanishes into nothing.
No, Abernathy, please. Come on, Cat.
Any
God
other
damn it. Oh well.
Vera.
If we're going for all the Hail Marys, all the eggs in the basket, may I make a love of family passion roll, because it's my city and all my boys are here.
You may. If you fail this one, that passion is going to be reduced.
Okay.
You've failed this one multiple times in a short
I
period.
know, which makes me angry.
All right. D100 roll. Is this the 80 or the 60?
This is the 80.
This is love
gosh.
of lowercase family.
Yes.
Okay.
78.
Vera, you have inspiration.
Yay!
On the
I'm
walk.
gonna go ahead and take out my oil, my
Hold on,
random
Jenny.
oil. I don't know what it
Hold-
does.
Hold on, Jenny. Yoshi was speaking.
I was gonna say Dorina would like to reflect on all of the hardships and the death of her family, and just work herself into a extremely focused but extremely angry state, looking for temporary hit dice and maybe a strength boost.
Tell you what. I'm gonna have you roll a d20. Crit, and I'll give you a level of barbarian. Because that would just be cool.
Oh,
Total
only a 9.
a 9. Okay. You are focused.
What was I rolling for? Just a D20, right?
Yeah, basically just a d20. Yeah, a 9 with any modifier that you have is not quite going to cut it. Right, you are determined, and your thoughts are straight ahead. Galena.
Okay, I want to take my random oil and I want to sniff it first.
Okay.
If nothing strikes me as horrible, maybe I should just wait before after I sniff it.
If it doesn't smell terrible, she'll put it on her
If
salad.
it doesn't smell like it's gonna destroy my quarterstaff.
This is a
Yeah, waft it. Don't stick my nose in it. I've done my chemistry in school.
After you sniff it, you feel like you just like snorted caffeine or something. But like with a like basically take drinking, an espresso, then dump like 2 tablespoons of pepper into the espresso and then snort it.
But it's an oil, not a potion.
Correct.
I should not ingest this thing.
I will say this, Jenny. I have never considered what the consequences would be of drinking an oil.
Oh, all the Hail Marys. I'm gonna put it on my quarterstaff.
Okay, your quarterstaff now deals 1+1 damage for the next hour and is considered magical.
Which it was, but awesome.
I'm gonna consider the fact that Abernathy showed up to be a sign that maybe I should play my song. Even if he's not there and Cat's on her way, and he might take some time, I will still hold on to that. The fact that he showed up, it's like, that's a good sign. I should get my song ready.
Okay. Galena, make sure you mark off that potion. Okay, Vera?
I also have a mysterious oil. I will also sniff it and see.
Smells like a
Insure it.
swamp.
Swamp?
A swamp. A bog.
A bog. I love it. Priscilla will love it. I will put it on Priscilla.
Okay, Priscilla is now dealing necrotic damage.
Oh, that's
Is she
gonna do that.
sentient, and does she have Eddie Murphy's?
All of its damage is now converted to necrotic.
Oh, wait. That's not how oils work, is it?
It is.
That all of the damage is now the one thing?
Yeah, it's considered necrotic damage.
Fine. It's going to do nothing to an undead, but whatever. It'll hurt other people.
I mean, you can wipe it off if you want, but. Right. And Elmania, are you waiting with yours, or are you going to put it on now?
I don't have any oils.
You do.
I do?
Yeah, you had one last time. It's a mystery oil.
No, I have a mystery potion.
You got a mystery oil.
You gave me a
Well-
mystery potion. I wrote it down. Random potion from show. No idea what it is. And I went, okay.
Should have been an oil.
A random oil. Sure, I'll put it on Frederick.
Okay. Frederick now deals lightning damage.
God, I am just like a storm sorcerer, but I'm a bird. or like a storm cleric. Nick would be so proud right now. Okay. Frederick.
You've backdoored your way into a storm cleric.
Yeah. Does lightning damage. Hell yeah. Okay.
Alrighty.
Let's do it.
You guys have made it out into the street. You're walking through the streets. Occasionally, there's a splat and a crash and a shattering of clay tiles or wood as another body just kind of lands somewhere inside. You can start to hear people kind of calling out and getting confused and worried. Guards kind of rush past you, kind of mostly centering around some of these noble estates. And you can see kind of house guards that bear kind of the crest of the estate, that noble family, kind of calling in public guards and basically handing them money to be stationed kind of in various places around the estate itself. And you guys hurry on towards the palace. Are you guys heading kind of towards the closest part of the wall to you, or is anybody splitting off to look for kind of the entrance into that part? Straight to the bottom.
Going for speed. We're gonna climb it, not try and get inside.
Okay. So you guys are at the base of a wall that is basically just smooth. All of the cracks between the stones are very finely mortared. This is not like the cliff outside. This is not like the lower city wall. This wall has stood for thousands of years.
Which means it would be less smooth, but that's beside the point.
Sure. Which is
So
what you would expect if it was normal stone or if it was not taken care of.
Before we had pitons. So do we still have climbing gear? I feel like we did.
The Freemans don't anymore because they used theirs on the pillar where you guys kept appearing and falling.
Oh, yeah.
And then the other person who had a set fell and died.
I feel like they're in an explorer's pack, aren't they?
They are. You guys have lost a couple of sets. Does anybody have climber's kit written on their sheet?
I just have very specifically
I
a
do,
belaying
actually.
pin and
I have 50 feet of rope. I do
do.
have 50 feet of rope.
So you got 50 feet of rope.
Still has a climber's kit.
Show has a climber's kit. All right.
Yes. I was like, oh.
Show go first because you're athletic and you can put in the pitons for us.
Okay, so we're going over
I have
the
climber's kit
wall.
too. Sorry.
Okay. My bad. Okay, so we're all going over the wall and then we're splitting off and dancing? Or...
Yeah. Show and Almania are going to stop on the top of the wall because you're going to bamp to the tower from there. We're going to go down the other side.
Okay, I'll go first with the, and put everything in.
Okay. Roll an athletics check with disadvantage.
Okay. Athletics. Well,
You take the pitons and you start trying to drive it into the wall, and it grinds against it. like nails on a chalkboard or like a fork on a ceramic plate. You hit it and it just skitters sideways along the wall, leaves kind of a smooth, shiny mark that is actually just the metal of the piton being scraped off onto the wall. And it makes just a high screech as it goes across. You try a few more times, and you can get it in there. It just takes a long time, and occasionally it feels like you kind of work it into the stone, and then it hits metal, and you have to kind of move it and take a different spot.
Okay, we might not have time for this. We might have to go in through the wall.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna call this a skill challenge. So Shoji, if you would, Grace still hates that word. Shoji,
I do too.
Freaking TPK'd us last time.
Fucking
and now
hate
we're
skill
gonna
challenge.
Shoji,
Ugh.
describe an obstacle caused or surrounding kind of this situation, or caused by you taking so long and being so loud in trying to put pittons into the wall.
Oh, let's see. We could catch the attention of some passerby, maybe.
Okay. Passers-by kind of start to look over, and the first few just kind of ignore you and hurry on, but a few others start to call out, and then you hear people some of them calling for the guards. Galena, how are you solving this problem?
Okay, people are calling for the guards. Can I see anywhere that we can quickly move and hide and get out of sight of the people?
You're trying to get out of sight and hide kind of from the guards who come by?
Yeah, I get out of sight of the people who are seeing us.
Give me
With a bit of a
perception or investigation.
That's a 14.
A 14. You excuse me. You guys kind of grab Sho, drag her, and just kind of the whole party huddles in basically in hedges nearby. And the guard kind of runs through, and then a ghoul body just explodes against the wall right where you guys were, and they all kind of look around and just hurry on, looking for somewhere to be useful and a genuine problem to be overcome. And you guys kind of scoot through and go to a different area. Galena, if you would describe the next obstacle that the party runs into as you're trying to scale this wall.
The next obstacle?
Yeah, so Shoji described an obstacle that you solved.
Yeah, but you already said the wall's too smooth, so I'm not sure what's going to be in front of us.
But as you guys try to continue kind of going over it, Shoji can get pittons into it. You guys have diverted the attention or avoided the attention of guards. What other obstacles might kind of arise here?
Is she able to continue putting in pittons and climb up? Are we moving up?
Yeah, you guys are moving up, just very slowly.
Okay. I mean, it's going to continue to be loud, so it's not going to be a very stealthy venture. I don't know if
So, it could be anything. It could be some way of assisting Shoji. It could be some other threat stopping you guys. It could be kind of anything in this environment, anything that you can think of to hamper your speed, or that somebody might be able to do to increase it.
Oh. Are we attaching ropes as we climb up?
Presumably, yeah.
Okay. Am I so I can describe am I able to use my athlete feet? It's not really feet, but to be able to
Again,
get up
you-
ahead and attach rope faster.
You are not solving it. You are describing an obstacle and then saying somebody else has to solve this.
How often are ghouls slamming into the wall?
Okay. What would be the obstacle? You kind of see one coming?
Sure.
Almanya, what are you doing there's a ghoul body coming straight for you guys. What are you doing? Galena notices and calls it out.
A ghoul body, like someone's throwing a body down at me.
Yeah, and actually at this height, you guys can actually see now into the lower city, the slacks are in flames.
Oh.
Huge pillars of smoke rising into the air. You can see the flames from here. So yeah, every once in a while, a body, and you can see. Oh, Mary dropped. There we go. You can see there's some kind of storm happening in the lower city, right near the part that's on fire. It looks like a small, I mean, towering over any of the buildings, but a relatively small tornado.
Yes.
Yeah, tornado, small tornado, and it is just flinging things like dirt, pieces of building, bodies. Some of those are hurling over the outer city wall. Some of them are landing here in the council district. Mary, your sound is completely gone.
What's that? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Did you just roll on a table for natural disaster of the day and we got tornado?
No, Yoshi was a kobold who decided that he was going to attract a large whirlwind so that he could create a vacuum cannon and launch ghouls in an effort to defend.
Oh my God, I remember this.
So
It's working.
and then he rolled really high for it. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's
So
now
now that's why is that why there are ghoul bodies just flying around?
There are pieces of wreckage that are flying up and crashing down in other parts of the city, and then lighter but also dense things are just going rather far. They're landing like far across the city. They're landing. Some of them are going over the cliff towards the inland sea, and some of them are splashing down in the council district.
Okay,
And
so
currently one of these bodies is hurtling straight for you all as you're trying to climb this wall. How are you preventing this from hampering your progress?
awesome. I want to use my acrobatics to essentially like fling myself to the side and re-grab onto the wall in a different spot. You know, kind of like how you see like sports climbers when they reach like, you know, like an overhang that they don't want to climb on, then they kind of like get in and then they throw themselves across to like something else and grip on really tight. I want to do that.
Roll acrobatics.
Yeah. Natural 20!
Two successes. So you've got one fail and two successes. You need one more success.
That's not even counting the +6, so technically 26, but that's crit 26, so I'll take it.
Mary, if you would describe the next obstacle.
Ooh, okay, so far we've had falling bodies and a distraction going on.
Basically people finding you and guards coming to harass you.
Huh, okay. What time is it? Is there still sunlight? Are we still like?
Oh gosh, yeah, it's sometime past noon.
Okay.
Early afternoon.
What other stuff
High
is
in the
happening
sky.
in this sequence? I'm not sure. Can you describe the scene again? More things that are like
So you
happening.
guys are attempting to scale this wall.
Right.
Shoji is trying to pound pittons into the stone that is extremely resistant, and in various places seems to be at the core are some kind of metal bars that make it extraordinarily difficult to really get it in, and then to find purchase and to actually be stable so that everybody behind has something to grab onto to climb up. It's
Okay.
very slow. It's very loud. You guys are a good 40 feet off the ground at this point.
Is there a way that we can dampen the sound in any way?
How would you like to attempt to dampen the sound?
Possibly get some cloth to put over whatever we're using to slam the pittons in, or like something that it's like I use like a rubber mallet and it still does the same job as a hammer, but it's quieter, like that kind of thing. Like, is there a way that we can find something or use something to make it quieter so that we draw less attention?
Sure. Roll survival
Okay.
as you kind of try to fix something onto the end of the hammer or onto the end of the pittons.
17.
17. That gets you guys to the top. So now, having muffled this, and you guys can see now, and you see squads that run through the city, and you just kind of pause, wait for a little bit, hope nobody looks up. With the now dampened sound, takes a good long while, but you guys manage to crest the top. Shoji, you the first one up there, and looking up and over, you're looking down into a very large courtyard that leads up to the actual administration building itself, which is huge. And at the target tower is kind of way over to your guys' right. Maybe not way over, actually closer to the center. Doesn't matter. In the courtyard, you can see people streaming in through these massive open double doors that are clearly just the main entrance into the administration building. And at the gates are about a dozen city guard who are ushering people in, right? Making sure everybody who's coming in is who they need to be. There's shouting, there's confusion. And then there are two huge black armored guards from Samvelheim's house, not doing anything except standing to either side of the massive doors.
Okay, is there anyone on the wall, like walking or?
There is not.
Would we stand out really easily?
Well, there are bodies flying behind us. I feel like this is like the start of like a pop punk
Okay, this
boy
is a
band
good opportunity. Okay.
album, you know,
Okay.
where we're all standing there. There's like fire kind of lighting behind us, but then there's just bodies flying around. I don't know. I feel like it'd be fun.
Okay.
Anybody in the chat wants to draw that for us, I will be very excited.
They're still working on the fan art from a couple weeks ago. So the walking along the wall, you would absolutely stand out. You would be clearly seen from anywhere within the courtyard, if anybody happened to glance up at you guys.
Can we try stealthing again by staying as far to the because people looking up wouldn't be able to, especially if they were at the base, wouldn't be able to see us if we were on this side of the wall.
No, they're not at the base. There's a long courtyard between you and where they are. Oh, so you're talking if you guys just flat on the wall.
If we essentially are close to the ground and we're sneaking along and we're trying to skirt the outside, can we stealth to closer to the tower and get within bamping distance for that?
Sure. We'll carry over your stealth rolls from before.
Cool. Also, if this is too difficult, it could just be Almanya and Sho, because you guys are actually the only ones who need to get to that launching point. The rest of us can slide down this wall and join the crowd and start going towards the base of the tower.
But if the crowd, if you're not like on the other side, already in the
they're
area?
where we be. right?
All
No,
right.
so if you guys were to climb down the wall into the courtyard and walk towards the main doors, there's then a length of the building, and then the tower kind of juts out of there. So the doors are in, generally the right direction. But if you're heading towards the doors at one point, you will be heading away from the base of the tower.
But there's a big crowd of people milling around, whatever, around this whole area.
No, there's just kind of a stream all headed through the doors into the administration.
Just
building.
straight through the doors. Okay, never mind.
Yes.
So we'll stick together and try and get as close on the wall as we can to the tower. Sneaking.
Okay, so team 2 is doing it. You guys are gonna have to cross.
We all are.
Oh, you all are.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
what I
Along
was
the wall.
clarifying.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, along the curtain wall. Okay, so keeping those stealth checks, you guys continue along. Shoji's making a bit of noise. Whoever rolled that 8 is making a little bit of noise. But overall, nobody down below even glances up here, and you guys skirt along the wall, and you're in position. You would guess, Almanya, that you're probably about 50 or 60 feet away from where Samvelheim is. And they are facing, like, out of the corner of their eye, the people in the tower, you guys are in full view of them if they kind of turn and look at you.
I'm going to set up the psychic link between me, Sho, Almanya, and Karina. Because I feel like if we're going to send somebody ahead or send somebody out, we'll send Karina and I might split up. But we're the only ones of the second team that would ever split up, I think.
So Karina, Sho, Almanya, and
me.
Oh, is it 4 including you? I think it's you link with up to.
It says link psychically for 3 other creatures, with 3 other creatures.
I think that was when I had not calculated your thing correctly.
Oh, my proficiency?
Yeah, I think this is my bad. Real quick,
Then I'll
1 or
add the
more
link.
up to your proficiency bonus, so you can connect with 4 other creatures.
Okay, so then I'll add Galena. So it's Galena, Karina, Almanya, and Sho.
Okay.
Everybody who's on screen except for Durina and the Freemans.
Okay.
I don't want them in my head.
You have proficiency of +4?
She
I'm
is
level
she is
9.
9th level. She signed a pact with a demon, and she is now 9th level.
Joe's not going to be happy about that when we have a conversation if we don't die. Yeah. So I'll psychic mind link with you guys, and we'll just be like, Almanya and Sho, you guys hunker down, and when I say we're in position, then you guys down your invisibility, down your fire giant, and get ready to blast sunlight on. And I hand Sho a spare dagger, because I have like 3 to cast sunlight on.
Nice.
And you know the rest. Throw them off into our waiting arms.
Right.
Okay, ready? Okay, team 2. So that's team 1. Team 1 is infiltration. Team 2 is bottom of the tower, is Merc. Merc team.
All right. So
Not
team 1 is
Merc.
team 1 is
Merc team to the bottom of the tower.
Please let us not mix these worlds. Worlds that need
Merc
to
team
remain
base the tower,
separate.
Merc team
It
to base the
has been a long 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. So I need a new stealth roll then from Merc team as you guys try and stealth across an open courtyard and not be noticed.
21.
21? Galena?
13.
13? Karina?
Uh, 14 for Karina and a 16 for Durina.
Okay. More than half. You guys inch your way across the courtyard. You kind of continue along the
Freeman.
wall. Balls.
Grace.
This could be
Love
bad.
it.
7. 5. Grace, do you have inspiration already?
I do.
You do? Okay.
Can I
If-
pass it on to that guy's 5?
For,
I'll take it. I'm like I'm a bard. I'm an inspiration conduit. I just like soak it all up.
for in the moment reminding me of something that would probably ruin the whole plan that otherwise would succeed, I will allow you to pass on an inspiration.
Thanks. I just realized I'm the kid who asked the teacher for the homework. What did he roll? Please
Well, it
no.
was a
Yeah.
19, and now it's a 1. You guys get out pretty much all the way across before you hear heavy metal footsteps kind of thudding through the grass around the corner towards you. You're all pressed up against the bottom of the tower. Team 1.
I was say, if you guys get done fast enough, if you guys are there, then I can bamf, and that'll be a way louder, more distracting noise.
That's true. Because I haven't. They don't know that because they can't see us. So team 1 only knows what I'll tell them through the psychic link.
Okay, are you telling them that?
Oh wait, before as they leave, I would like to prepare like oil the weapon, drink the potion.
Okay, so let's do final prep then. Elmania, are you going to end up using that oil?
Yeah, the
This
lightning
oil?
oil. Yeah.
Oh, I already told you that. Okay, I just
Yes.
forgot.
I want to make one more plea though for the spirits to come and bless me before I just jump up to a building and try to stab a vampire.
D100.
Please, Abernathy, fun camp. That's a 27.
A 27. Okay.
I don't ask for much, Josh.
As you play your song, not fully, but a little bit more of it, a little bit more confidently, with a little bit more determination, a flash of red lightning that you have seen once before slams into the ground at your feet, and standing in front of you is in form kind of a dragonborn, but all of its scales seem melted together and like flowing as if all of its scales are made of blood. You've seen one of these once before. It tried to assassinate you right after you were reincarnated. And I think, Vera, you said you were able to translate something along the lines of something about a toll, or right, this is the red goddess's domain, right? Souls don't come back without her say, right? And it draws this long blood-bladed sword before you hear, oh, and Abernathy just kind of wham, and you see none of the rest of you see this other than the Shoji. You see the dragonborn there, and then it just kind of explodes into mist. And Elmania, you are conscious in the back of your mind of the heroes from your songs are currently preventing an assault on you triggered by your playing parts of your song.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
You do not gain any bonus, except that a very powerful paladin of the blood goddess is not going to show up and fuck up your plan.
Abernathy, my huge giant friend, I just blow a kiss to him and just go, oh yes. And this is why we're friends.
That sheet going away. Okay. And Shoji, you are potions and oils?
Yes. The super flame hard oil on one of the axes.
Okay, one axe has a flame heart.
Then a potion of invisibility. And I'll save the potion of haste. Did we what did we decide about the fire?
The fire what?
The strength.
We still have the fire giant strength. Yeah.
This will be the last fire giant strength potion.
Yeah. Once you use it, I'll mark it off my sheet.
How long does that last?
A minute, an hour. I think it's an hour. An hour.
Okay.
I also
hour.
have, for reference, I have one superior healing potion left because I never used mine. So I have one. That's it. I have cure disease and I have a superior healing potion. And then I have thunder resistance and poison resistance.
Didn't we pull that out of the? Oh no, because
No.
Constantine was going for the. He was
Yeah.
going for the portal thing. Okay.
Yeah. So I
Okay.
have only one, and that's it.
All right, Shoji, you are flame hard. Your axe deals fire damage. Did I tell you what the quality of that oil was?
Oh my god! Hold on.
The quality. It says 1d4 plus 1d4 damage.
Oh, I'm sorry. There we go. Flame heart. Okay, so that is a superior. Yeah. So you deal 1d4 plus 1d4 fire damage, and all of your damage is converted into fire damage.
Josh, I
Yay.
have a question.
Yes.
I have a leaping belt. Does that mean that I can jump down a far distance and not get hurt? Or does it just mean I can jump horizontally?
It increases your jump distance. So if you drop,
Oh.
you're still going to take falling damage.
Okay. Okay,
And then
relax.
Shoji, any other oils or potions?
Nope. That's it.
You're not
I
going to
have
use
the
the
haste.
haste.
But that only lasts a minute, so
Just a minute. Okay.
so maybe right before we ban, like before we ban, and then
Oh, we're at that second.
oh, we're at that
I
second.
haven't said anything
Also,
yet.
one more question.
Sure.
How many charges do I have left on the wanted web? Oh, I guess I've probably gotten them all back at this point.
Yeah, you haven't used it for a couple of days, so yeah, you've got the
Okay.
whole. Oh, I forgot about that.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
This is why
Alright.
I'm in charge of Jeeves.
So you can see that the team 2 is in position. You can also see one of the black armored knights huffing it across the ground towards where they are.
But we had agreed you don't go until Vera says go. So don't go.
Yep.
So what is
And I
Vera
can
doing?
talk to you this whole time.
Yeah.
That's intriguing. Wait a minute. With this psychic link, can they be telling me exactly where this guy is? Because they can see him from above?
Ah, nice.
They could.
Okay. So you guys are telling me exactly, and there's only one, and you've told me there's one. There's one black armored dude, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna time it just
That we
right.
can see, yeah.
Yeah. So we say, okay, we're about to have company. I'm going to set off a smoke bomb. I'll tell them this in between us and him, or like right in front of us as he's arriving, and then go.
Okay. So you
He won't
drop.
know exactly where we are, and then the rest of us, when I hit this smoke bomb, and I can be telepathically saying this to you guys, we're going to like sort of scatter, so he doesn't know exactly where any of us are.
Okay. So you're setting off the bomb.
Yes, which I don't actually have stats for that. I just assume that it creates an obscured area for a certain amount of space.
You are correct.
Okay, but it doesn't do damage.
Correct.
And I'd like to
Why?
throw it basically in his face so none of us are obscured.
Smoke bomb. Okay. Yeah. So you light the bomb and throw it.
Yeah, but throw it sort of in between him and us and the rest of us. Are we allowed to re-hide if we've broken line of sight with him?
He's not in your sight.
Oh, I thought he'd already seen us. That's why
You
he's coming.
don't know why he ran over. You guys kind of scooted across, hit your position, waited there for a moment, and then heard the heavy feet pounding across the grass toward your spot.
You hit your mark, and then the actor next to you forgot their lines.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say before I throw the smoke bomb, or can I hold an action?
Yeah, you can hold an action.
If I see the whites of his eyes and he clearly sees us and knows where we are, toss that smoke bomb and then we'll re-hide.
Okay,
Right to
but
the
when you
side.
throw the bomb, you're telling Mary to go.
I'm telling Team 1 to go now.
Okay, I'm gonna drink the haste, and then we'll go.
Okay, Shoji, you are hasted. You have an extra action on each of your turns. You can use it to make an attack action, but you only get one attack. You can use dash, disengage, dodge, hide, or you can use an object. So it doesn't give you can't cast a spell or anything big like that, but it gives you a few things. Your armor class is also increased by 2.
Oh,
And you have advantage.
oh,
And you have advantage on dexterity saving throws.
holy crap! My armor class right now is 20.
Yeah,
Hell yeah, girl.
I don't think Beth has ever had a higher armor class.
No. No.
Okay, Vera. He runs around the corner, locks eyes right on you. You lob it. Now,
Yeah.
there's not really anywhere to hide other than like playing Ring Around the Rosie around the building.
Can actually, I do have a question about timing here, because if I said go, then there should have been a big bang coming from the top of that tower before he locked eyes with us.
All of this is happening together.
No, that was my timing here. I said them to go first
You
as he was
said
approaching.
go. Oh, I see. You said go. Bang.
Does he turn around and think, "Oh, there's something behind me"?
We will find out in a minute. Almanya, it's go time.
Right. I'm bamfing. Let's go.
You grab Shoji and
I go, hold on real tight.
crack of thunder echoes across the courtyard. Almanya, you appear right in the tower. Well, you grab an invisible Shoji.
Well, I'm also invisible, right? Didn't I also have an invisibility potion?
You did not say that you were drinking one, but you do.
Oh,
have
sorry.
one.
I thought while she was talking about her potions, I was like, oh yeah, well then I'm also
Okay.
drinking all my potions.
So-
I invisibility, then bamfed.
Okay. You immediately appear because invisibility disappears as soon as you attack or cast a spell. So you appear fully visible right behind Samvelheim. Shoji, invisible, right next to you. Several people holding bags with scripts and maps, and kind of the whole table that Roscoe is like spreading maps out on kind of gets tilted a little bit. People look around in confusion and then see like tiny you there. And Vera, the guard, pauses for a moment. And then you hear the footsteps continue towards you. As he turns the corner, you huck the bomb, 20-foot radius of obscured area.
Hmm.
So you guys can all like hide within the smoke.
Oh, let's do some good old fashioned 3 stages where no one can see anything.
So
Does the
20-foot
smoke go
radius
up
of
to the edge of
smoke,
the tower?
It goes to the edge of the wall, yes.
I want to start like climbing up the wall within the smoke.
Okay, you'll get maybe like 8 feet off the ground before you're out of the smoke again. Okay, so big area of smoke just explodes out, and all of Team 2 runs and vanishes inside it. Shoji, you have a full turn and action. And Almanya, is Thunderstep a bonus action?
It might be. Hold on.
Double check that.
No, it's an action.
Shoji, you are invisible. There's a bunch of weak-ass scribes and people with quills and baggies and maps. And then there is the Lord Artyom Samvelheim standing in the shade of kind of the overhang of this turret. Tall, regal-looking, a golden sword that looks like a khopesh. Kind of in a sheath on his back, and then a massive black two-handed, like just extra long handle katana across his back, hands folded behind him, and he's just like looking at looking at one of the scribes to the left of him, You hear him say, "No, only the fighters," and tell him I said that, not the women and children. Turning to the next one, somebody deal with that fucking elemental. Shoji, what are you doing?
So hold on, bam. He doesn't even seem to care, right?
Well, so you guys appear there, and now you've got everything except Almanya's action. So I want to know what Shoji is going to do.
Okay. I didn't know if he had
Okay.
seen me yet or not.
Okay, well,
he is starting to turn from that.
Oh, okay,
That's
okay,
what
okay,
the
great.
commotion is.
I was
Shoji, what are you
curious.
doing?
okay, so
Tackle his
This
ass
seems-
out the window.
the most this seems the most distracted. I'm actually going to first try to spike his. Wait, is his armor? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try to. Wait, so I have 2 actions. If I attack, I could have 2 attacks and then an extra attack with that. It's very exciting. Okay. So I have to have 1 action to hurl him off the building.
So you could have 4 attacks if you wanted. Action to make 2 attacks. Bonus action combination attack maneuver.
That's right.
Wasted action attack.
Does the spike count as an attack?
It is an
Like-
attack, yes.
Okay. I'm
Don't forget the
going.
daylight.
Oh, the daylight. Yeah.
Daylight first, and then flank with Almanya.
Yes. Okay. So I'll cast daylight on the dagger. And
Okay.
that's an
Um,
action.
Do you want me to hold the dagger?
So
Because you're
action-
running?
So action to do daylight. You are no longer invisible.
Oh yeah, because I was casting a spell. Ah! Ooh.
What?
Somebody's at my door.
Damn it, Beth. Dramatic moment.
I'm just imagining like the movie just paused and they're playing like elevator music. Pause footage.
Ding, 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 ding. Oh, be on hold for scam likely. Ding, 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 ding.
I'm so sorry. Hi. Hi. Oh my gosh. Okay. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm feeling the spike more than the daylight because I feel like he's already surprised enough. I'm sorry. I already effed up the plan. Okay.
All right, attack number 1 with the spike.
Yes.
Roll an attack with advantage because he does not see you.
Okay. Plus my strength. Is that
Ju-
any
just,
attack?
just your strength. So it'll be a d20 plus 5.
Oh, plus 5. That's 18.
18. Okay. You run up, take the spike, jam it right into his back where it would burst through his in the region of his heart, and it stabs right through, just pierces straight through him, and that black massive katana on his back flashes darkness that just kind of sucks the whatever blessing or whatever was on this spike absorbed by the sword. Second attack.
Ah.
Guys, we
Wow,
stop
okay.
now.
Yeah. All right. Oh wait, but if I cast sunlight, that's an action, isn't it?
You're already visible. When you
Oh,
when you
okay.
make the attack, you're
Oh.
visible. They've used unattack.
An attack, and I have an action. I'm sorry, I can't do daylight and try to hurl him off. I'm gonna say the last action to try to hurl him off. I'm sorry, daylight. I'm sorry, everyone.
Okay, so you're using daylight.
Yeah.
Okay, what are you casting it on?
On the dagger.
On the dagger.
Yes.
The we lost Mary completely.
Oh.
Okay, the dagger just becomes this radiant, almost molten thing. Fills the entire interior of this turret with bright sunlight. Everybody else in here kind of like shields their eyes. The sword pulses again, and the light is severely dimmed as it kind of passes through this aura about him, and before it hits himself.
Throw him off.
Okay.
You just
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So
Yeah.
you've used your action, so your main action to use daylight. You've used it would have to be your
Oh.
your hasted action to stab him with the spike. But combination attack, what triggers combination attack? Is it when you hit anybody? Oh, that's a homebrew one.
Also, show's strength should be higher because she has the fire giant.
Oh, it should be plus
Her
7.
attack.
Correct.
Ah,
So
no.
apologies. Do you have a description of what combination attack does with you right there?
Combination attack. Yes. Okay. It says requires reaction when you hit melee attack using your bonus action. You may expend 1 superiority die and use your reaction to make 1 additional melee attack against the same target. If you hit, add the superiority die to the
I see. So you would have to use your bonus action to hit. So if you're wielding an axe in the other hand, so you could make an axe attack now with your bonus action.
Okay. And
but
that's all I can do.
well, and then you could stab with the stake again.
Maneuver.
But yeah,
Oh,
you cannot you do not have enough left to actually try and throw him over.
okay. Well, I'll do 2 attacks then.
Okay, so give me an attack.
No, we have to throw him off. We have to do
I'm
it in
sorry.
the first round.
I'm sorry.
Alright. Attack with the axe.
An advantage or disadvantage? Are we flanking yet? Can I have move to flank?
No, it's just a straight roll.
Okay. That's been, and with the axe, I usually add 8. Does that increase because of the strength?
You're adding a 10 now.
Good, because I got an 8. That's an 18.
An 18, okay. 18 hits, so you can use your reaction as well to make another stake attack if you want, or you can hold your reaction.
I'll do the stake attack again.
Okay.
It's not blessed anymore.
Was it just that one time, or was that forever?
You used it to destroy 12 vampires earlier today.
I'm gonna try it again, just see what happens.
Okay.
Oh, that's another 8. So, what is that? Only plus
So,
7.
That
it's a
one is
stake.
only plus 7, so a 15.
Oh. 15. Yeah.
Okay. So you go in with the axe again, cleaves through his robes, which just kind of part, and you watch the axe bite deep into his skin, which heals as fast as the axe travels across it, and it's just the darkness from that sword on his back pulses again.
Gotta
Get the
separate him
sword.
from the sword. Yeah.
And then with the stake, you go to drive it in, and he just catches your hand, looks at you. Curious. Elmania! How goes the song? And I would like everybody to roll initiative.
And I'm so sorry, I have to leave soon.
Yeah, I think we'll go ahead and roll initiative here, and then we will finish this next Friday.
Okay. I'm sorry for messing it up, everyone.
Okay. Okay.
Got a
Everybody ready?
15.
25 to 20. Okay. 20 to 15.
Karina rolled a 20.
Karina's on a 20. All right. Samvelheim will go first. Anybody else 20 to 15? Got a couple, Vera?
16.
16 and Elmania? One more time, Mary? Okay, I see you saying 16. Your audio is not working very well. Okay, so 16, so we'll go Vera. Anya. Okay.
Maybe it
15,
is.
15 to 10? Yep. Oh, we can hear you. 15 to 10?
14.
14. Joe? 10 to 5. Elena, where are you?
8.
8. Okay. And I'll roll for that guard.
Dorina rolled a 4.
Dorina rolled a 4. Okay. When we begin next time, it will go the guard in the smoke, then Samvelheim, then kind of you guys and the squad. And we will go ahead and call it for tonight. The last battle. We're there. Thank
We're
you so
gonna
much
die.
for joining us this evening. Well, some people will die. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We hope to see you again next week as we close out, hopefully, this arc one way or another. In the meantime, join Becca and crew Monday at 6:30 for Horror on the Orient Express in the Call of Cthulhu system. It's awesome. It's awful in the cool way. In the best. Look, if you go playing in the Lovecraft universe, you get exactly what you deserve. And it's great. We have a website at conicproduction.wordpress.com. We've got all of our social media stuff. You can find other actual play shows like this one. We've got podcasts. We also have a store on Redbubble. Search Iconic Product. We've got all kinds of stickers and cool things. A bunch of art from Jackals, which is just awesome. Check out my friend Alex's YouTube channel, The Modular DM. He makes dungeons and taverns and all kinds of stuff, and then invites you to steal it. He does the hard work so that you don't have to. And finally, our sponsor, check out Petrie's Family Games in the area of Colorado Springs. If you're not in that area, support your local game store. But if you don't have one, Petrie's also has an online shop that you should check out. That's all I have. Thank you all so much. We hope to see you again next week. Until then, we hope you stay happy, healthy, and safe. Avoid vampires.